5 straight conference wins. For North Texas, a program that's begun to turn it around back to its winning ways. Coach Dan McCarney's Mean Green is seeking its 4th straight home win. A matchup of superheroes from Denton, Texas, next on the Sun Belt Network. Welcome you to Denton, Texas, and Apogee Stadium for the Sun Belt Conference Game of the Week on CST and CSS. The Western Kentucky Hilltoppers, winners of 5 straight conference games, travel to the Longhorn State to take on the surging Mean Green of North Texas. We welcome you to the broadcast booth alongside Cole Kubelik, Joe Davis on him. But just 2 years ago, North Texas won 1 game. Western Kentucky, on the other hand, was in its first year as an FBS program. They went winless. You fast forward to this season, Cole. Believe it or not, both these teams still with a realistic shot to become bowl eligible.
Oh, absolutely, Joe. Both of these programs now headed in the right directions under a second-year and first-year head coach. Going to be a great game to watch.
Since the start of the year, this game has been billed as a matchup of 2 of the best running backs in conference history. Of course, you've got Bobby Rainey of Western Kentucky, who we'll talk about in just a moment. You've got Lance Dunbar of North Texas, who was injured last week. He'll play, but he won't start.
Well, you can see almost 4,000 yards rushing for his career. He goes out of the game last week. James Hamilton fills in. He goes 19 carries for 105 yards and 2 touchdowns. So goes to show you that not only Lance Dunbar, but the system is working for North Texas as well.
For Western Kentucky, Bobby Rainey accounts for about half of the offense, more carries than anybody else in the country over the last 2 years.
This kid is the most durable tailback in the country. He leads the nation in carries. Again, you can see second all time at Western Kentucky and Sun Belt in rushing yards. He's already over 4,000 yards. We're seeing 2 of the most productive running backs in Sun Belt history today going to face off.
We're seeing 2 teams that lead the country as far as time of possession, both in the top 11. Let's take a look at Tony Sachery's ingredients for success.
Let's take a look first off for Western Kentucky. Hilltoppers come in today, need to limit the big plays. 2 touchdowns over 45 yards for North Texas last week. And who's number 2 in this offense, Joe? We mentioned Bobby Rainey obviously leads the nation in carries, but K'Wan Jakes, he's a guy who can hurt you with his legs as well. You see over 100 yards rushing on this season. If he's able to get outside the pocket, he can hurt you. Could it be Jack Doyle, the tight end position? Team's leading receiver with 37 catches for 424 yards. The focus will be on Bobby Rainey. Someone else on this Western Kentucky Hilltopper offense is going to have to step up. For the North Texas Mean Green Kings of success, you got to key on Bobby Rainey. Just find a way to neutralize the young man. Keep K'Wan Jakes in the pocket. We saw his mobility a moment ago. 12 interceptions to 7 touchdowns. I think he is more dangerous improvising than he is standing still in the pocket. And then obviously more play action success. You see Derek Thompson with one of those deep touchdowns at Troy last week. You know Dunbar's a big part of this offense. They utilized play action to perfection last week. Have to keep it going this week.
Times have certainly changed in the Sun Belt. Western Kentucky tries to become bowl eligible. North Texas looks to make it back-to-back wins for the first time since 04. Kickoff from Denton, Texas is next on the Sun Belt Network. Sun Belt Conference football is being brought to you by Golden Flake, the official snack of the Sun Belt Conference. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, One Love, and by Tony Sachery. Turn your same old into Creole with Tony Sachery's original Creole seasoning. Tony Sachery's makes everything taste great. Mean Green take the field at Apogee Stadium in Denton, Texas. It's the Sun Belt Conference Game of the Week between 2 teams on the rise. Similar struggles for these 2 teams over the last couple of seasons, but on the verge of becoming bowl eligible. 73 degrees, very breezy though. It typically is in North Texas, but a nice night for football as we play under the lights here at Apogee. It's a dominant series when you look at North Texas. They've won all 4 meetings, including a 33-6 trouncing last year in Bowling Green. But again, Western Kentucky, a different team than you see last year. The matchup between the 2 running backs to talk about tonight, Bobby Rainey, Lance Dunbar. 2 guys that are a couple of the top running backs in Sun Belt history. Let's go down to the sideline now for the 3rd member of our crew. Here's Aaron Cofield.
So both of these teams are still playing for a shot at bowl eligibility. Western Kentucky, as you mentioned, just needs one more win, while North Texas does need to win each of their last 2 games to get there. We'll look at your standings in a minute. First, let's take a look at some of the scores from around the league. This is one of 4 conference games on tap. Florida Atlantic lost to Troy 31-7. Arkansas State clinched the Sun Belt Championship, beating Middle Tennessee 45-19, while Florida International leads Louisiana Monroe 28-10 at the half. Switching over to your Sun Belt Conference Crunch Time standings, brought to you by Golden Flake, the official snack of the Sun Belt Conference. Arkansas State 7-0. Western Kentucky is 5-1. Louisiana Lafayette after that at 6-2. As you can see, North Texas an even 3-3 right now. Joe?
All right, Aaron, 35-year-old Willie Taggart, his first head coaching job, took over his alma mater after the 2009 season. On the other sideline, Dan McCarney in his first season facing a rebuilding project very similar to the one that he inherited at Iowa State, and he turned that program around in the mid-90s. Western Kentucky won the toss. They've elected to receive today's opening and first kickoff, which is brought to you by the Hot Springs Convention and Visitors Bureau. Hot Springs, Arkansas, America's first resort, proud home of the Sun Belt men's and women's basketball championships. Sophomore Zach Olin kicks it away, and away we go from Denton, Texas, with Antonio Andrews bringing it from a yard deep. Western Kentucky, one of the top kick return teams in the country, brings it out to the 18-yard line. And that's where the Hilltoppers will set up shop for the first time today. K'Wan Jakes, a junior from St. Augustine, Florida, in his 3rd season as a starter, more than 4,500 yards through the air during his career. But Cole told you during the open, 7 touchdowns to 12 picks this season. More interceptions than touchdowns in his career, but a guy that has started to settle in lately, really starting to grasp this offense. Hilltoppers start off at the 18-yard line. And this is Bobby Rainey, who's led the country in carries over the last 2 seasons. Brad Graham knocks him out of bounds after a loss of 4 yards. And let's take a look at today's starting lineups, brought to you by the Louisiana Propane Dealers. First off, up front for Western Kentucky, these guys have been the key. Wes Jeffries at left tackle, the only senior on the offensive line, making his 42nd start today. Bobby Rainey, all everything at running back. Wide receiver, a spot with their very young 5 freshmen and a sophomore in the 2 deep. Jack Doyle, the tight end, leads the team in receptions. Opening drive for the Hilltoppers. On 2nd down and 14, play action, and Jake's first throw of the day has Jack Doyle with a reception. And Doyle stays on his feet for a first down and more to the 36-yard line, where Derek Akune makes the tackle. 22-yard pickup, and here's the starting defense for North Texas. Up front, Brandon Ekpunku leads the Sun Belt in sacks with 7.5. At linebacker, some changes because Zach Orr, their leading tackler, went down with an injury a couple of weeks ago, so instead of Zach Orr, Derek Akune makes his 2nd start. And in the secondary for this North Texas defense, 4 senior starters. It's a North Texas defense 8th in the conference, giving up 440 yards a game. After the 22-yard pickup, 1st and 10 at the 36. Bobby Rainey between the tackles across the 40-yard line. Cole is in defense in North Texas. You talk about trying to take away Bobby Rainey, but when you've got to worry about guys like Doyle too, it can be tough.
Absolutely. Play action there off Bobby Rainey. Obviously the defensive focus is there, opened up with a toss sweep to Rainey. Then you see Doyle just doing a lot of the work on his own after the catch. A nice job cutting back inside the grain, making a few tacklers miss. And again, you mentioned it, Joe, the defensive focus is on Bobby Rainey. He's been heavy here. Toss sweep, just saw the lead on the last play, and then a play action opens up to Doyle. Nothing special.
Rainey gained 7 on 1st down, so 2nd and 3, and Rainey again with his seam for a 1st down. Bobby Rainey goes into North Texas territory, taken down at the 45-yard line by Brandon Ekpunku after a gain of 12.
Watch the vision as you see 26 come sprinting through the hole. Not a great read there. You have to break down and at least get a pad on Bobby Rainey, allow your defensive teammates to come help out. Bobby Rainey shows you superb vision there in the hole. Really just takes one cut in this zone system, and he spurts ahead for 8-9 yards.
Second in Sun Belt history, more than 4,000 yards. Second in the country among active rushers, trailing just Oregon's LaMichael James. Antonio Andrews comes in for Rainey. Has that ball thrown behind him. Breaks a couple of tackles and manages to get 5 yards to the 40. Cole, one of the things Dan McCarney talked to us about this week was the importance of tackling in the open field. They want no more than 10 missed tackles.
We've already seen it. Jack Doyle should have been probably 5-yard gain. It was nice execution by Western Kentucky, but by no means should have been a 15, 17-yard gain. This here play is sniffed out well by Stokovic. Should have had that play stopped right at the original line of scrimmage. Turns it into a 5-yard gain.
3 plays, 3 different tailbacks. Keyshawn Simpson comes in now. And Simpson with a call on 2nd and 5. He's got a first down, running past the 35-yard line. This is a defense ranked 8th in the conference. Again, giving up 440 yards a game.
You're going to see really just the counter play here. You're going to pull from the backside, come right back in. There's the counter. You see pulling guard 75 with the kick out block, and then it's just north and south after that, Joe. This has been a fantastic drive from an execution standpoint by the Hilltoppers early on.
And Kaylon Jakes into the shotgun where he's more comfortable. He was recruited as a spread quarterback. Under the previous regime, throws on the move incomplete, looking for Mitchell Henry. And that will bring up 2nd down and 10. Play action important for both these teams.
Really is. We talked in the open. North Texas had so much success on play action last year. And in this West Coast style of offense that Willie Taggart brings to Western Kentucky, play action's big. They're going to do it a lot. Number one, you want to get your quarterback who has solid mobility out on the edge. Give him the option to run, the option to move, makes the defense run and move a little bit more, and obviously opens up the rush lanes early on and especially later in the game.
This time Jakes moves to wide receiver. Antonio Andrews ready to take the snap in a Wildcat formation. And Andrews surges forward to the 26-yard line. He was stopped by Stephen Ford out of the corner spot, and it sets up a 3rd down and 4.
I didn't bring up Kadeem Jones on the lead play on first down 2 first downs ago, but he had a heck of a block that really sprung Bobby Rainey on that play. Same thing this play as well. Big 32, 5'11", 270. Kid is a hoss in the backfield, but he really led the way. Not only got a solid block, got his helmet to the outside, closed off the defender. That allowed Andrews to bust ahead for a nice gain.
Western Kentucky 3rd in the conference on 3rd down. It's 3rd and 4. Jakes will throw for Jones, and a good open field tackle for Ryan Downey to stop him short. It's a gain of just 1, so 4th and 3 upcoming. Cole, if you're really Taggart, do you go here?
Boy, it's a tough decision. Looks like they will exchange personnel, going to try to get some points early. In a game like this, where possessions are going to be at a premium, and you and I are going to talk about this the entire broadcast, Joe. Both of these teams average over 30 minutes per game, time of possession. You take points when you can because your opportunities are going to be limited in a football game like this.
It's Casey Tinius to attempt the field goal. He's just 2 of 10 this season. A 42-yarder, it would be a season long. And Tinius knocks it through. Now, one of his 2 makes prior to this one was the game winner. His time expired against FIU 2 weeks ago. On the opening possession, he gives the Hilltoppers an early lead. We're back to Denton right after this. It's programming you need with new shows every week. Tomorrow at 10:30 Central, watch Saints tonight. Don't miss live coverage of the Sean Payton press conference the day after each game at 11:30 a.m. Thursdays at 5:30, it's Outside the Huddle. And catch Saints game plan every Sunday morning at 10:30. CST, your regional sports network home for the New Orleans Saints. Back to Denton, Texas, 3-0 Western Kentucky, scoring on their opening possession of the ball game with a Casey Tinius field goal. Here's the Eric Hill Nissan scoring drive, 10 plays, 57 yards, and then a season-long 42-yarder for Tinius. He's only 3 of 11 on the season now. And Jesse Roy comes on to kick it off. Call that 10-play possession. One of the things you and I have alluded to a little bit early on, the importance of every series and every play when you've got two teams who take up so much time with each drive.
We're already under 10 minutes left in the first quarter. Your touches will be limited in a game like this. Two teams going to run the football. Two teams that know how to grind the clock. And one of my questions about Western already been answered. Knowing that Arkansas State already clinched the title, how would they come out?
Breland Chancellor on the return. Stacked up short of the 30-yard line. North Texas gets ready to begin its first possession of the ball game after a return of 16 for Chancellor. The North Texas offense coming off its best game of the season, 503 yards in the win against Troy last week, and Derek Thompson named the Sun Belt Conference Offensive Player of the Week. Set a school record by completing 82% of his passes. Threw for 331, couple of touchdowns in that win against Troy. He's only a sophomore out of Glen Rose, Texas. And on this first possession, Lance Dunbar not in the game. James Hamilton, the running back. And he'll get the call off right tackle for a short gain to the 30. Let's take a look at the starting lineups brought to you by the Louisiana Propane Dealers. First off for North Texas on the offensive side, 3 freshmen on the offensive line. Cyril Lemon at right guard, a guy they think will be one of the best in the conference before his career's finished. James Hamilton getting the start at running back at a monster game in place of Dunbar last week. Hoping some wide receivers can step up. They started to last week in that win against Troy. Empty it out for Thompson on 2nd and 8 from the 30. Pressured from behind. Able to escape and take off for close to a first down. And a flag comes at the end of the play. They'll tack on 15. Derek Thompson ran for a touchdown last week in addition to those 330 yards through the air. Dan McCarney says he wasn't the least bit surprised at the success he had.
Over. Personal foul, number 90 defense. Penalty 15.
Jeff Hillier, our head referee of this Sun Belt crew. Kenneth Huffines is the umpire. That penalty goes on his senior, Bo Adebayo.
Oh, yeah, it's 3-4 yards out of bounds. It's good call by the official.
So Adebayo is there, so is Andrew Jackson. This is a defense that has preached attitude all season long, and they play with it past the whistle there. From the 47. Hamilton again with a solid run to the 41 with 6 yards and makes it 2nd down and 4. Now the starting defense for Western Kentucky brought to you by the Louisiana Propane Dealers. His defensive line has been the key. Quantera Smith getting the start with the team captain Jared Clendenin knocked out with a foot injury. Andrew Jackson leads the Sun Belt in tackles, 98 this season. And in the secondary, Ryan Beard, who was supposed to start, we found out right before the ball game, would not with a sprained shoulder that he suffered last week. On 2nd and 4, Thompson with play action. Taking a shot for Chris Bynes, but he overshot him, defended by Tyree Robinson. He had time, and again, play action they go to. Cole, something they went to all last week.
I like it. 2nd and 4, really a manageable 3rd down if you don't come up with anything here. And Bynes, 7 catches, 134 yards last week versus Troy. Had a couple of big plays. We mentioned in the open, you just mentioned it, Joe, had a lot of success with it a week ago. You find man-to-man coverage on the outside. A couple of these receivers really showed they can step up last week. Want to be playmakers. Go ahead and take a few shots down the field.
Western Kentucky, the difference last week was their 3rd down success. North Texas, beg your pardon, their 3rd down success. They were 9 of 17 against Troy. 1 week after going 1 for 13. Hamilton can't catch it, hit by Keontae Young, and it's 4th down from the 41. The Sun Belt Network wants to get interactive with its fans, so send a tweet via Twitter to #SunBeltNet. Later in today's game, we'll pick a topic or question to answer and discuss right here on the Sun Belt Game of the Week.
Had the play that they wanted there, Joe. Blitz came off the edge. Hamilton motions out into the slot. Safety had to come all the way from the defensive backfield to make that play, just unable to come up with the grab.
John Evans back to receive this punt from Will Atterbury, who leads the conference. And a high spiraling kick bounces inside the 5, and they find it to dart it at the 6. The junior Ray Guyward candidate pins him inside the 10-yard line at a punt of 35 yards. Visiting Hilltoppers with an early lead here at Apogee Stadium in Denton. Everything you need for Sunbelt Conference information available online at thesunbeltsports.org. It schedules, recaps, standing statistics, championship info, and more. You can also buy gear your favorite Sunbelt school only at sunbeltsports.org. Western Kentucky with a field goal on its first possession. North Texas still has not scored a touchdown on its opening possession this season. And K'Wan Jakes back onto the field for the Hilltoppers.
This offense had a lot of success. Different personnel, changing it up. We saw Simpson with a carry. Saw Andrews in the backfield. Obviously, Rainey, Doyle was involved. Nice job moving it around last possession.
An off-balance line with 5 men to the right of the center. They run with Rainey behind it. Brandon McCoy's there to stop him, but he gets 3 yards to the 10 and makes it 2nd down and 7. We talked about it just a bit during that first possession, but if you're North Texas, how do you stop a guy like Rainey?
Well, first and foremost, you have to focus in on him, and it takes more than one body. We've seen, 4 or 5 missed tackles already by the Mean Green in this game early on. You got to get multiple hats on Bobby Rainey. Only way that you're going to get him down. Nice job up front by the offensive line on that last play. McCoy comes down in a lot of traffic, able to still get Rainey to the ground.
Dan McCarney told us need to be physical and relentless, but you got to be smart too. Got to be gap sound against this guy. Tries to get the corner and does for a first down past the 20-yard line. Stephen Ford threw him out of bounds. And the chains move for the Hilltoppers.
It's the beauty of the zone play. This is designed to go off left guard, in between left guard, left tackle. Watch how far Rainey bounces this out. All the way out past the hash, takes it to the numbers, and then this has got to be your favorite part about Bobby Rainey right there. He's not going to jog out of bounds. He's going to try to get you that extra 2-3 yards and take a little bit more punishment. Kid's only led the nation in carries the past 2 seasons, and he doesn't even take a step out of bounds there.
He's carried it now 294 times. And he had in the 5 carries he's got so far today. That's 49 more than any other player in the country. Jakes off play action, decides to keep it. And Stephen Ford with another stop. He gets a yard, and it's 2nd down and 9.
And I tell you, Joe, I think this is where K'Wan Jakes has come the furthest in his game, is right there. A year ago, he's trying to fit that football in somewhere, trying to throw that football, maybe holding it a little bit longer, trying to maneuver a little bit longer in the pocket. Now just tucks it down, runs, picks up half a yard, but that's manageable. You're okay with that. Number 1, you got the lead on the road. Number 2, you live to fight another day.
Out of the eye on 2nd and 9 behind Bosch. Rainey gets tackled right away by Ryan Boutwell. 2 yards to the 25, and it sets up a 3rd down and 7. Boutwell, a sophomore from China Springs, Texas, the best interior D lineman in this team.
5-man front. You see the pressure come from the outside there, penetration. First true adjustment we've seen by North Texas trying to bring an extra defender into the box.
Defense leads the Sun Belt in turnover margin. 22 quarterback sacks. It's top 25 in the country. They've excelled in these situations where pressure is required. 3rd and 7. Jakes into pressure, finds Doyle, who's short of the first down, and it's 4th down. 2nd reception of the day for Jack Doyle. Right on top of him was Brad Graham, and the punt team onto the field for the Hilltoppers.
And so many people, Joe, are going to say, how do you throw this route when you know it's not going to pick up first down yardage? You're short of the first down marker. This is a great read by K'Wan Jakes. He sees the blitz coming. He knows it's his man that he's responsible for. Had to get rid of that football. And even though you don't pick up first down yardage, you move the football a little bit further, you punt it away. Nice decision by the quarterback.
Breland Chancellor ready to receive this punt. North Texas as a team has a total of 6 yards on punt returns this whole year. And Hendricks Brakefield sends it away. Angled away from Chancellor. And out of bounds at the 27-yard line. Western Kentucky with a 3-0 lead. North Texas offense onto the field for the 2nd time when you come back.
Welcome back to Apogee Stadium, where Western Kentucky leads North Texas 3-0. Well, last weekend, Western Kentucky defensive coordinator Lance Guidry was arrested for DUI in Baton Rouge on Friday night. Now, the administration knew about it before the game. They chose to allow him to coach because they saw pulling him as punishment to the players. The punishment has come down, though. His on-the-field duties have not changed. However, his salary is frozen for next year. He'll have to give 1 month of his net salary to a charity. He needs to do community service, and he also needs to give up his university leased vehicle. Coach Taggart did say that it's really disappointing because they've worked so hard to shed the negative light around the program with the problems trying to win, and now this just brings them right back down. Joe?
All right, Aaron, off play action on first down. A wide open man down the sideline for a first down. That's Daniel Pryor, seldom used tight end from Henderson, Texas, for 18 yards and a first down.
Great play action fake by Derek Thompson. Quickly distributes this football, turns into a big play for the Mean Green. There's the fake. Watch how fast he gets rid of the ball. No time for that play to develop. And then you'll see the downfield block there. Nice execution for the Mean Green.
First completion for Derek Thompson, Sunbelt Offensive Player of the Week. Works out of the pistol. Still not seen Lance Dunbar. It's James Hamilton trying to find a seam. Now reversing field and getting gobbled up in the backfield. Bo Adebayo wanted nothing to do with the reversal of field and dropped him for a loss of 5. Hamilton last week, Cole, 19 carries for a career high, 105 yards. They didn't lose much.
No, they did not. And we know that this is an offense similar to Western Kentucky's that goes as Lance Dunbar goes. But here you see just the stretch play, nice patience initially. But I tell you, that play really blown up by Arius Wright. Cornerback coming up, taking on a pulling guard, forcing Hamilton to cut back, and then tries to redirect. Obviously turns into a big loss.
On second down and 15, room in the pocket and over the middle. Out of bounds at the 40-yard line. Derek Teagarden with his first career reception, a freshman from Odessa, Texas. And a couple of seldom-used receivers get the first 2 touches.
Yeah, seeing some new faces get some action here for the Mean Green. They're trying to spread this Western Kentucky defense out. Excellent job by the front 5. That offensive line for the Mean Green. They're going against some elite pass rushers here for Western Kentucky. Great pocket. Allows Thompson to step up and distribute that football.
It's 22 yards for Teagarden. And it's a first down at the 38-yard line. North Texas last week against Troy averaged 9.2 yards on first down, and the direct result was they didn't have as much trouble on third down like they did the week before. Ivan Delgado is one of the guys that busted out of the scene last week. Delgado had a career-best 9 receptions for 89 yards and a touchdown. And he gets up to the 33-yard line where Darius Brooks makes the stop and makes it second down and 6.
Nice redirection there by Thompson. Saw the blitz coming from up top. Comes down to Delgado. Just a quick hitch, one-on-one coverage. Try to let your receiver get a few yards. Now you're second and 6. But also nice pursuit by Andrew Jackson. Inside linebacker all the way over there by the sidelines in on that play.
Thompson perfect on this drive. Slips it to Chancellor. Spins out of the tackle. Inside the 5. Darius Brooks makes the tackle after a gain of 28 yards, and it's first and goal.
Yeah, kid's leading receiver on this team for a reason, and we're seeing North Texas just go with the quick-hitting passes. Had so much success with play action going deep last week. They're finding themselves in some man-to-man situations. They feel like their receivers are a little bit quicker, taking advantage of those short routes, allowing the receivers to do the work after the catch.
Thompson, who was all of 2 on the opening drive, 4 for 4 on this possession. And from the 4-yard line, first and goal, they go to Hamilton on the toss play, and Hamilton is in for the touchdown. Third touchdown of the season for Hamilton. Went into last week without one this year. And as North Texas in front for the first time. Zach Alden's extra point is good, and it's a 7-3 ball game as North Texas responds.
Nothing magical for the Mean Green, Joe. Just a toss sweep. This is when you find out about it yourself. Great block by 84 reserve tight end Greg Brown. That springs Hamilton into the end zone. To Apogee Stadium in Denton, Texas. Mean Green leads 7-3 off a James Hamilton touchdown. Here it is, just a little toss sweep. You see Greg Brown lined up at tight end. Nice kick out block there. Hamilton makes the correct cut back inside for the North Texas lead.
Again, we've not seen Lance Dunbar yet. Dunbar went out in the second quarter last week. Hamilton came in, ran for 105 yards. There's the Eric Hill Nissan scoring drive. It's the best game of the career for Hamilton, and he's off to a good start today, putting North Texas in front for the first time. Western Kentucky tops in the conference, 5th in the country in kick returns. Antonio Andrews not back there this time. Tyree Robinson brings it back for 17 yards. Yeah, North Texas begins the possession at the 18-yard line.
Very nice answer for the Mean Green on that last drive, doing some things differently. We didn't see that many quick passes from them in the past few weeks. Came out, recognized man coverage, saw the Hilltoppers trying to bring a little extra pressure. Want to try to make life uncomfortable for Derek Thompson in the pocket. A lot of credit to that offensive line, but Thompson made some great decisions on that drive as well.
James Hamilton, 7 yards on 4 carries for the touchdown on the first play inside the red zone for North Texas team that's really struggled in the red zone this year. From the 20, much space for Bobby Rainey. Ball was plugged by the linebacking core. Will Wright was there first. Just a yard, 2nd and 9.
We're going to see Western Kentucky kind of motion guys, move guys around for the entire ball game. Jack Doyle lined up in, I call it the pyramid formation, that kind of reverse inverted wishbone. Motions him out into the slot, trying to get Rainey going off tackle out to Doyle in the slot. Nice job of that North Texas defensive front plugging the hole.
Jake's out of the gun on 2nd and 9. The speed out for Rainey. They use him in multiple ways, and he's rammed out of bounds at the 34 after a 12-yard pickup. Bobby Rainey, not only the leading rusher, but one of the top receivers. Down to Aaron for an injury update.
Well, Joe, you mentioned Antonio Andrews wasn't back there for that kickoff return. He sprained his ankle early in the game. They've got him taped up and they put a brace on him, but he does look like he's in pain as he's limping around, so it's questionable as to whether or not he'll be back in.
Willie Taggart knows that he's got a star in Andrews, who's only a sophomore. They try to get him on the field any way they can, using him mainly in the kick return game. Cole, they're shifting around a lot before the play. That's something we see a lot of from North Texas.
Like to keep the defense off balance.
Jakes pumps and lets it fly. That's not something we see a lot of, them taking shots downfield.
No, we don't. We had that Arkansas State game earlier in the season, and I don't think we counted one pass down the field over 15 yards outside of that wheel route to Bobby Rainey that scored a touchdown. But I like the chance here. You see one-on-one coverage, let K'Wan Jakes get a little pump fake, take a chance deep. The percentages of this ball being turned over are slim, so I'm okay with the risk.
He's looking for Rico Brown, a freshman. And this wide receiving core, 5 freshmen and a sophomore in the 2D. Stephen Ford with good coverage to make it 2nd and 10. Here's Bobby Rainey, 8th carry of the ball game. Stood up short of the 40-yard line, and green shirt swarming the football. It's 3rd down.
Well, we've been tough on some of these North Texas defenders for their tackling. Ryan Downing does not fall into that list. 6'1", 209-pound junior is not afraid to come up and lay a hit. We saw him knock Bobby Rainey out of bounds just 2 plays ago. We've seen him come up from that safety spot and fill nicely a few times today in the run game.
They're downing the leading tackler on this team since Zach Orr has gone out. We're through the quarter from Denton, Texas. Couple of teams with bowl aspirations. A 7-3 lead for the home team as we go to the 2nd on the Sun Belt Game of the Week. Sun Belt Conference football is being brought to you by Garvin Woodland Gardens, ranked as one of the top 10 best public gardens in the South, located in Hot Springs, Arkansas, site of the 2012 Sun Belt Conference basketball tournament. Hot Springs Convention and Visitors Bureau, Hot Springs, Arkansas, America's first resort, proud home of the Sun Belt men's and women's basketball championships. And by Atmos Energy, the largest natural gas provider in the state of Louisiana. Second quarter begins with a 3rd down and 4 for Western Kentucky. Jakes on a quick throw to Rico Brown, who has a first down after breaking the tackle of Stephen Ford across the 45. First 3rd down conversion for Western Kentucky today.
It's a tough tackle for Stephen Ford coming all the way across the field trying to make that stop. The back has leverage, but you got to make that tackle. Cannot dive at the legs. You have to run through the ball carrier's body, but still, like the play call, sprint out, get K'Wan Jakes on the move, easy throw, great execution.
Kadeem Jones, the fullback for Bobby Rainey, on 1st and 10 from the 46. Rainey getting a hole, slipping one man, brought down by Brad Graham at the 49-yard line in the North Texas territory. Let's take a look at the first quarter stats brought to you by Louisiana Cat. Time of possession 10-4 as far as minutes for Western Kentucky in front. It's one of the storylines we talked about early, Cole. Both these teams very good at controlling the football. Funny thing is, they're losing.
Yeah, 10-17, you're dominating time of possession, and obviously you're down. Those rushing yards for North Texas a little bit disturbing as far as the rest of the game as well.
After first down pickup with 5. 2nd and 5 and play action for Jakes. Deep drop gives him time. He runs with the football and a good open field tackle by Brad Graham, his 2nd tackle in a row, and it's 3rd down.
It's one of those play action plays that you either got to get rid of it as soon as you pull out of that fake, or you're most likely going to have to run the football. Good coverage by North Texas. It was there early, but it was zone coverage, so really both of the routes went into defenders. And again, what I talked about earlier, K'Wan Jakes has really come a long way as far as his decision making. Tuck that ball run, get a few yards, try to pick it up here on 3rd and short.
Dan McCarty trying to get his defense with a stop, trying to win back-to-back games for the first time since 2004 here at North Texas. And K'Wan Jakes will take a timeout. We'll take it with him. 2 minutes into this second quarter in a quick-moving ball game. 7-3 North Texas. CST has wall-to-wall college hoops coverage starting this month. Catch nearly 200 games this season, including men's and women's matchups from the Sun Belt Conference, SEC, Big East, Atlantic Sun, SWAC, and more. Log on to CoxSportsTV.com today for the full broadcast schedule. Western Kentucky coaches, including Zach Azzanni, offensive coordinator, taking a timeout there and thinking about this 3rd down. 3rd and 2 from the 46. They go to Rainey, and Rainey's got a first down. Why not go to the guy that's got more carries than anybody else in the country over the last 2 seasons?
Well, North Texas goes to a 3-man front, really leaves both guards uncovered. They're surprising, in my opinion, on 3rd and short when you've got a guy like Bobby Rainey in the backfield. Excellent job of changing that call at the line of scrimmage by quarterback K'Wan Jakes. You saw him wave it off, change the play, got them into a more high percentage play to pick up that 3rd and short.
Second 3rd down conversion of the drive for the Hilltoppers. Keyshawn Simpson comes in at running back. Rainey getting a break. And Jakes steps up in the pocket, now takes off. Michael Stokovic submarines him at the 40. It's a 3-yard gain, and it's 2nd down and 7. Stokovic, a former quarterback, all-district quarterback at Katy High School in Texas, and the true freshman that stepped into the linebacking spot because of injury with a nice stop on 1st down.
Jakes feels that pocket break down and just leaves. Again, I like the decision by the young man, but coach is going to have to talk to him about steering away from contact a little bit. He's been knocked around a little bit early here in this game.
Still dominant in the time of possession for Western Kentucky, 12-14 to 4:43. Both these teams in the top 11 in the country in time of possession. Jakes with a quick throw. They went to that stick combination on the patterns against LSU frequently. And here Jakes finds Jack Doyle for his third reception to the 34. 3rd down and 2.
Well, easy to find those receivers in zone coverage, and Doyle is so reliable, leading receiver for the Hilltoppers this season. And we've seen him a few times in this game, Joe. He's a legitimate weapon at the tight end position.
K'Wan Jakes efficient so far. They went out of the eye and ran it on 3rd down and short last time. Here Jakes in the gun with Rainey back in the game. He'll throw down the seam, blown coverage, touchdown, Western Kentucky. It's Bobby Rainey with his 4th touchdown catch of the season, and the Hilltoppers back in front.
If you don't think Bobby Rainey has wheels, watch this replay. Runs right by the defender. Stokovic thought he had help with the safety over the top. He did not. Excellent read by K'Wan Jakes. Western Kentucky takes the lead.
North Texas head coach Dan McCarney said we'll go through stretches of solid defense, but still giving up too many big plays. That's the first big play for Western Kentucky, and it puts them back in front. Bobby Rainey, one of the most decorated runners of the football in the history of college football, gets in on the reception. It's 10-7.
Welcome back to Denton, Texas, Apogee Stadium. Hilltoppers take the lead. 10-7, K'Wan Jakes to Bobby Rainey. Here it is again. You see Bobby Rainey out of the backfield, runs right past Stokovic. Watch the safety, 25. He's going to bite down on Jack Doyle, the tight end. Usual 3rd down threat. Rainey out of the backfield puts the Hilltoppers in the lead.
Eric Hill Nissan's scoring drive, 11 plays, 80 yards, and most importantly, 5:50 to do it. And Western Kentucky dominating the time of possession in this ball game. As North Texas gets ready to take the ball back, and North Texas has run 11 plays, and we're at the 11-minute mark of the 2nd quarter.
It's dominating the time of possession and the pace and tempo of the game by Western Kentucky. And that's what they do. That's who they are.
Jesse Roy sends it away. Breland Chancellor, playmaking sophomore from the 8. And a clear face mask penalty. Now to bring the ball out past the 30-yard line. Referee Jeff Hillier will tell us.
Personal foul, face mask, 83, kicking team, penalty 15 yards, 1st down.
I'd say that qualifies as a face mask.
It was Quantaris Smith that got him. And Smith will set up a defensive end on this possession. 32-yard line. This drive will start. It's the best starting field position for either side tonight. It's another part of the reason you see the time of possession dominated by Western Kentucky. They've had to go the length of the field anytime they've gone down to score. 5 men at the line of scrimmage for Western Kentucky. On the slant, Breland Chancellor holds on to it despite Keontae Young nailing him. Andrew Jackson also there. He gets 6 yards, and it's 2nd down and 4.
North Texas is going to force Western Kentucky to walk their linebackers outside of the box and respect these slot receivers. You see the safeties are having to creep up and make these plays. Western wants to keep those linebackers in the box to play the run. North Texas is basically saying, if you're going to give us these short routes, we're going to take them all night.
You see their time of possession. North Texas 2nd in the conference behind only Western Kentucky. Ivan Delgado caught it off a bounce. The crowd wants a penalty with Darius Brooks sitting him after the whistle, but won't get it. 3rd down and 4.
And Delgado stopped. I didn't hear a whistle until after he picked it up and looked over at the referee. So you definitely can't blame Darius Brooks there. be about 3rd and 4. We're seeing those safeties for Western Kentucky to continue to creep up, try to help with 3rd and 4 receivers. Those different slot receivers. Wonder if North Texas will end up taking another shot down the field here.
See the difference in 3rd down conversions over the last 2 games for this squad. Terrible 2 games ago. They were great against Troy last week. Thompson scrambles, throws across his body. Teagarden can't hold on. They've gone to Teagarden once already, and he gets nailed by Keontae Young to make it 4th down.
Boy, he took a shot, Joe. Would have been impressive to hang on to this football. It was a nice job by Thompson avoiding the rush. Quanterre Smith came off the right side. Watch 3-man rush. Watch Smith at the left side of your screen. He's going to force Thompson outside of the pocket. Just takes it right in the back.
So Will Atterbury's on for his 2nd punt of the day. And only 3 plays on that possession. So now at the 10-minute mark of this 2nd quarter, North Texas has run just 14 plays. Atterbury on a rugby-style kick had the option of taking it. And sends it away with a good bounce inside the 30. Inside the 20. And on the synthetic surface down at the 19. We'll take a break. Western Kentucky with a 3-point lead in the football when you come back to Denton.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Apogee Stadium, where Western Kentucky leads North Texas 10-7 in the 2nd quarter. Well, I'm wearing my trademark Dan McCarney sunglasses, as that was the giveaway here this afternoon, but the first 3,000 students to come into the game got a pair. There's cheerleaders with them on. We've got some video to show you. Even the TV guys had a little fun with the sunglasses on. Now, for Coach McCarney, it's a very serious matter. He's had 4 surgeries. He's completely blind in his right eye. He actually has a hole in his cornea, which makes him highly sensitive to light. So that said, he is all for this promotion. I'm told there's even a promotional video around campus that says that the future here is so bright, you better wear your shades. Joe?
These things are dark. I can't even see you guys out there. Cole, can you see? We got to take these off to call the play.
Where are we?
I don't know. I just see just black. These things are dark. You got to get a copy of these things if you live by the beach or something. These things are nice. Western Kentucky with the ball at the 20. K'Wan Jakes with a straight drop. He's pressured, but still able to get rid of it for Kadeem Jones, and a 1st down to the 32. Rarely do we see a straight drop without any play action.
No, but a nice job maneuvering in the pocket by K'Wan Jakes. He delivers this football to Jones, fullback out of the backfield. Big boy rumbles ahead for a Western Kentucky 1st down. I like to watch Kadeem Jones operate. He's like a guard lined up in the backfield.
Here's Bobby Rainey. Runs into a wall. Ryan Boutwell snuck through the B gap and dropped him. It's 2nd down and 11.
Nice pursuit by Boutwell coming from the backside there. And that's one thing that has to happen with these zone plays. We've seen a lot of success with Rainey bouncing it out to the outside, then getting north and south, but just as dangerous on the cutbacks. So the backside of that defense has to pursue as well in order to be successful.
Now, Rainey with over half of the offense so far today for Western Kentucky. It's nothing new. Right at about 50% of their total offense on the season. On 2nd down and 11. Able to step out of the tackle in the backfield and run it past the 35, where Orlando Johnson makes a stop with Brad Graham, and it's 3rd down and 5.
Boy, the fact that he's able to even get positive yards on this play. 2 defenders penetrate into the backfield for North Texas, and Rainey's just able to sidestep those 2 gentlemen, get north and south, has the presence of mind to finish falling forward. Excellent play by the senior tailback.
Rainey, a high school quarterback at Griffin, Georgia. Wasn't heavily recruited because of his size, and has played his entire career with a chip on his shoulder. 3rd down. Jakes double clutches, hit as he throws it incomplete for Orlando Johnson. Snuck through and belted him.
North Texas decides to bring the pressure, tired of seeing K1 Jakes against a four-man rush have time to operate. And there you see Jones coming in, 2.5 sacks on the season. Nice pressure on K1 Jakes. That forces the incompletion.
Hendricks Brakefield on to punt it. Breland Chancellor's deep. And Chancellor has a shot to return it on a line drive kick. Tackled for a loss. Able to maintain his balance apparently. Never touched down and then got to the 22. There is a flag flying at the end of the play. Taryn Williams made the stop. North Texas this season, 6 total yards on punt returns. Early indication holding on North Texas.
During the return, illegal block in the back, 84 received. The penalty.
So North Texas will begin the possession inside its own 20. When you come back to Denton, Texas in a good one. Join Cox Sports Television and CSS next Saturday for the Sun Belt Conference Game of the Week live from Bowling Green, Kentucky. The Trojans of Troy will take on the Hilltoppers of Western Kentucky. Live action beginning at 12:30 Eastern, 11:30 Central, right here on the Sun Belt Network. A morning kick in the Central Time Zone. Boy, you going to be ready to go? 11:30, you're an early riser.
Oh, you'll be
4:30
every day.
Yeah,
so
you'll be fine.
It's sleeping in.
The North Texas, after the holding penalty on the punt return, starts at the 12 and go to James Hamilton, who's got the lone touchdown of the day for North Texas. We've still not seen Lance Dunbar in this game.
Now, I spoke to the stadium operators in Bowling Green. They said stadium doesn't open till 5, so you're going to have to wait around
What
a
are you
while
saying?
before you go. Kickoff 11:30.
Man, it's going to be tough. You say I can only get there about 6.5 before kick?
Yeah, you're just going to have to wait around a little
I'm going to
while.
have to deal with it. To the total yards in this game so far, big part of it has to do with the fact that North Texas just hasn't had the ball. That was only their 15th play from scrimmage today. Hamilton again with a flag flying on the snap of the football, and he's cut down short of the line of scrimmage by Tyree Robinson. Jeff Hillier to give us the call.
Number 20 defense was in the neutral zone at the snap. The penalty's 5 yards. Repeat, second down.
And so it was a free play for North Texas, and it'll be just short of the first down. 2nd and inches coming up. Rubik's Cube that calls keys to a victory.
Well, this is basically my formula for success in college football, and you see Western Kentucky with a strong edge in rushing, but penalties. Much more disciplined football team at North Texas, and that turnover margin obviously favors North Texas as well. Being at home would give North Texas a little bit more of an edge, but rushing yards, a huge advantage today. Haven't seen a lot of penalties here until the last drive or two. See how it turns out later in the game. You look at that, you would say, okay, North Texas has the advantage today.
And those are the season numbers. We'll look at today's numbers
5-5.
later on in the game. You talk about North Texas being at home, maybe getting an extra point on the Rubik's Cube. They've been good here in the first season at Apogee Stadium. They've won 3 straight, 3-1 in the inaugural season in this beautiful facility. The 3 wins at home equal the total number of home wins over the last 4 seasons combined for North Texas. On 2nd and short after the penalty, Derek Thompson trying to run for a first down, and he does past the 25, where Andrew Jackson makes the stop.
Design quarterback draw, really quarterback lead off tackle. Ben Duval not going to be able to wrap up Thompson. Here you see Duval come from the backside right there. Enough to get Thompson to the ground, but still able to pick up first down yardage. Like the play call from North Texas, changing it up a little bit.
Sixth first down of the day for North Texas. Trying to control some clock on this drive as we move past the halfway mark of the first. James Hamilton, big hole on first down. Out to the 39-yard line where he's stopped by Keontae Young on a 13-yard gain. And a huge opening on first down.
Rarely do you see a back deliver the blow on a tackle. But right here, watch Hamilton. Boom! That is the offensive player going on the offensive. Taking it to the defender. Excuse me, Joe.
21 yards for Hamilton. Lone touchdown today for North Texas. Takes it again on this first down play and is gobbled up at the line of scrimmage. Hamilton, a guy that Dan McCarney said, one of the most well-respected players in this program, regardless of what he did last week. He was a man-down offensive lineman, Antonio Johnson for North Texas. Training staff out to take a look.
Would be a very tough loss. There you see big 71 right there. He's going to get rolled into. It's unfortunately a familiar sight with offensive linemen when you're engaged with a defender. You have no idea what's happening behind you. And either another offensive lineman and defender who are engaged or the actual tackle on the play can roll into you from behind or from the side. And it's dangerous when it comes down around the lower extremity.
This copyrighted telecast of Sun Belt Conference football may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the express written consent of the Sun Belt Conference, CST, and CSS. So Antonio Johnson, one of 3 starting freshmen on this offensive line. And Cole, you're required to wear the knee braces as an offensive lineman. In a situation like that, how much support does it give?
What it does is it prevents that major injury, that extremely traumatic injury that you see rarely. And that was a perfect example of why you wear the brace right there. And you can see, thankfully, Antonio Johnson jogging off the field. Looks like he's going to be okay, but a tough loss. The kid started every game since the opener this season for the Mean Green.
Ayo Adedape will come in, a senior from Sacramento. Johnson goes out. Second down and 10 for North Texas, and Derek Thompson, the Sun Belt Conference Player of the Week.
In second and 10, too. Watch that matchup with Adedape. Working on with Quanter Smith, top of your screen.
Thompson on the fade for Hamilton. He caught that football. Well, Hamilton has done it out of the backfield, plucks this one with one hand for 23.
Wow. Ball's going to be deflected, but Hamilton has the wherewithal to stay with it. Really just hauls it into himself, not even deflected. Watch him attack this football as high as possible, brings it back to the body. Hangs on with that right hand.
The North, first time out. This is a 30.
North Texas takes a timeout after the great catch by Hamilton. Derek Thompson saw a mismatch. They had Ben Duval, linebacker, on Hamilton. You'll get up to $1,200 in rebates on propane accessories. You can find out how at LouisianaPropane.com. That's LouisianaPropane.com. Nicole, not many points in this game so far, but you got to like what both offensive coordinators are doing so far.
I really do. Both have mixed it up, especially North Texas. I think without Dunbar, even though Hamilton had a great game last week, they realized they might not be as stout running the football. Seeing some weaknesses in the Western Kentucky defense, want to try to force those linebackers outside of the box. They've taken advantage of loose coverage, zone coverage. The quick hitting play has been very effective.
That's only his 3rd catch of the year. He looked like a star wide receiver. It's Dunbar, who has not played yet. Watches Hamilton get the carry on first down to get the corner. Inside the 20. 18 yards for Hamilton, who's making Dunbar's absence not hurt nearly as much.
You overload to the right and then run the counter back to the left. The defense is already offset. You've got them outnumbered. Poor angle by Kareem Peterson, 14, even though he ends up making the tackle. James Hamilton shows you why he is a viable replacement for one of the best running backs in Sun Belt history.
Eighth play of the drive coming here for North Texas. Thompson off play action on first down, given time to the end zone, and Chancellor kept his feet in bounds. Touchdown, North Texas.
It's a big-time throw by Derek Thompson. This little sluggo route, slant and go to the corner. Great read, great patience. Good protection up front by the offensive line. Darius Brooks gets turned around in the backfield, ends up Mean Green touchdown.
Zach Olin's extra point is good. And North Texas sustains a drive and retakes the lead at 14-10 with 4:43 remaining in this second quarter.
You see play action right here. There's Chancellor, the slant, then he's going to go back to the corner. You see Darius Brooks, number 2. Here's Chancellor inside, double move back to the outside. Derek Thompson loves it. I think that's a huge touchdown for North Texas. Mainly, Joe, we talked about your touches will be limited, but your opportunities down around the red zone will be even more rare in a game like this. Had to come up with points there.
Well, Thompson started the game 0 for 2, 7 for 9 cents. That's Breland Chancellor's 3rd touchdown of the season. Eric L. Nissan scoring drive. 8 plays, 68 yards, and uncharacteristically quick, 3 minutes. Breland Chancellor, who's one of the guys that has started to step up at wide receiver. That's one of the weak spots on this team is wide out, but last week he had Chris Spines and Ivan Delgado start to turn it on, and now Chancellor with his 3rd touchdown of the season. John Evans, Tyree Robinson back to receive it for Western Kentucky. And then a high kick, it's Robinson, belted at the 20. There are flags down behind the play, way away from the play. And Robinson is injured.
Well, that was just a return breakdown, as the coverage team just collapsed on the ball carrier.
Robinson, a corner, but Willie Taggart tells us he's a linebacker playing corner. Really physical guy that he thinks can be one of the top corners in the conference by the time his career's done. Only a sophomore out of Dundee, Florida. Jeff Hillier will tell us what the flag's about.
We have 2 fouls on the play. 17.
So both penalties on Western Kentucky. Texas accepts one of them.
With John Shorter, 18, just driving that Western Kentucky up back. You see right there, 18, just shoving a man in, then gets hit by another Mean Green.
We're good to see Tyree Robinson get to his feet. We told you from Dundee, Florida. One of 33 players from Florida on this Western Kentucky roster. Willie Taggart, head coach, is from Florida and still obviously has connections there. Coming up on the Sprint Halftime Report, we'll talk with Dr. Rollins, North Texas school president. See a feature on the Western Kentucky volleyball team, first half stats and highlights, and more coming up on the Sprint Halftime Report. Drive starts at the 10, and Jakes to throw on first down. Rico Brown goes up and plucks it, but then it's pulled away. And it called incomplete. Brad Graham with a great breakup. Looked like Brown was going to pull it in.
I don't think he could hold on to it as he hit the ground. Nice catch initially. Jakes having to maneuver in the pocket again. Watch Brown go up and grab this football. As soon as he hits the ground, you'll see it pop loose right there. Ball's loose.
The one thing we've not seen in the early going, Cole, is any turnovers, and the turnover margin widely different. Western Kentucky, one of the worst teams in the country in turnover margin. North Texas, one of the best. Both teams have protected it as Kawan Jakes calls for the timeout. 4.5 left in this half.
Yeah, backed up inside your own 10, not the time to run a play that you're uncertain about.
When we talk about the turnover problems for Western Kentucky, most of those problems came during the first 4 games of the year when they started off 0-4. That included a loss to FCS Indiana State. We'll get back to that in a moment as we take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. Arkansas State clinching at least a share of the Sun Belt Championship today, 45-19 over Middle Tennessee. Troy snaps a 5-game skid by beating FAU. And FIU holds on to beat ULM. But again, Western Kentucky, 15 turnovers over the first 4 games of the season. They went 0-4. 6 games since, they've turned it over just 7 times. Bobby Rainey with space and a block on the edge to get a first down past the 25. It's a 16-yard gain for Rainey. And Western Kentucky gets some breathing room.
You can't dive at this young man, Joe. His center of gravity is too low, legs are too strong. Right there, you see it. 25, Brad Graham tries to dive at the legs of Bobby Rainey. It's just not going to get this young man to the ground. He's too durable. Too good for that. Got to wrap him up. Hope from some help. The teammates' pursuit.
69 yards on 13 carries for Dunbar. Takes the fake on 1st and 10. Incomplete into coverage. Nice job by Stephen Ford and Royce Hill to peel out of their zone coverage and almost get their hands on it.
Yeah, it's a nice read as well by Stokovic. He's playing out there in zone coverage, comes in. Had an opportunity for an interception there. That's one of the first poor reads of the day for Kawan Jakes.
On 2nd and 10, a fumble. Rainey's able to pick it up and get back to the line of scrimmage.
One of the dangers of the zone read play is the back is uncertain if he's going to get the football. And this is just a little zone read play between Jakes and Rainey. Obviously, Jakes is reading that backside defensive end. It's right there. Bobby Rainey not sure if he's going to get it or not. And if Jakes does not tuck it tight to that belly and let him take it, then Bobby Rainey thinks he's just running play action.
Western Kentucky does not do a ton of that. It makes it more difficult. 3rd down and 9 for the Hilltoppers, trailing by 4. Jakes with a confident throw to Doyle, who tries to fight for the first down. It looks like he's got it at the 40 or at the 38-yard line. He does. The second effort for Doyle, who's got his 4th reception of the day.
Great read again by Kawan Jakes. Blitz came from up top. 3-man defensive line. However, defensive back and linebacker both collapse off right tackle. Kawan Jakes knew he had to get rid of that football quickly.
Willie Taggart calls Jack Doyle Jack Bauer from 24. He says he's always there to save the day, and he does on that 3rd down. Jakes to the air again, and the comeback pattern sails it over the head of Rico Brown, and it's 2nd down and 10 with Stephen Ford on coverage.
It really appears that the longer Kawan Jakes is in the pocket, the longer the drop is in the pocket, the more uncomfortable he gets at times. He's so much more effective, whether it's maneuvering away from the pass rush or on that little 1-2-step drop quickly, definitively knowing where he's going with the football, on the sprint outs, the rollouts, the bootlegs. You ask him to go 5, 7-step drops, sometimes he just doesn't seem as confident.
Well, he came in as more of a spread option quarterback under David Elson. Worked out of the shotgun, but this is a pro-style offense where there is more of that straight drop back. Rainey can't even get back to the line of scrimmage. Aaron Bellazine with a tackle. And another third down coming up.
Western trying to go to that hard toss, pulling the backside guard, fullback leading out front as well. Solid pursuit by North Texas, though. Have to get multiple defenders out to force that play back inside, and then obviously have your defenders coming there to back you up as well. This is not comfortable territory for this Western Kentucky offense. However, if you don't stay in your rush lanes, Jake can hurt you with his legs.
He throws down the sideline. Wide open man. Tyler Higbee's first reception as a collegiate is a touchdown. 63 yards in blown coverage again. The freshman from Clearwater, Florida, who came in as a tight end, has converted to receiver and broke open down the sideline with Jakes extending the play like you talked about.
I told you Jakes can hurt you with his legs, but that doesn't necessarily mean it has to be with rushing yards every time. Finds his way outside of the pocket, great patience. Waits for his receiver to get behind the defense and then puts the throw on the money.
And just like that, Western Kentucky back in front. And a back and forth first half. Let's take another look at this.
Zone blitz, only end up rushing 3. But you see the nose guard, if you watch the replay second time, nose guard's going to come all the way out to the left side of that offensive line. That leaves the middle of that defense wide open. That allows Jakes to maneuver and then find his receiver down the field. And there you just see the blown coverage. Yeah, Brad Graham, actually safety, slipped on the play. They're unable to get over and help out. You see Graham, top left of your screen, right there, he slipped. Ultimately, that cost the Mean Green a touchdown.
Higbee able to break a couple of tackles. He'll always remember that one.
He's like, you kidding me? First catch ever? End zone?
Eric Hill Nissan's scoring drive for Western Kentucky. After they convert 1 third down, they do it again for a touchdown. 63 yards on the 9th play of the drive for Tyler Higbee. Willie Taggart talked about this week. He said, you know, we're looking for guys to step up at receiver. Higbee's one of those guys that we're excited about. We said, Higbee, you know, we're looking down the stats. He didn't have a catch yet. Still, though, Willie Taggart knew what kind of skill he had with that guy, and especially the size at 6'5", and K'Wan Jakes found him. 11 of 17 so far for Jakes.
Well, even more impressive, you go 63-yard touchdown, but you still have a drive that's almost in double digits in plays. A 9-play drive, top it off with a 63-yard touchdown completion.
Braylon Chancellor, who's got a receiving touchdown today, will receive this kick from Jesse Roy. Chancellor spinning to the sideline and falls out of bounds at the 28. It's a 23-yard return. And a flag comes in late. We've seen a lot of extracurricular after the whistle today.
Especially on kickoffs, kick return, kick coverage teams getting a little bit aggressive. Obviously, we've got a tight game here.
Personal foul, team kicking team. First.
So we talk about these teams, how they eat up the clock with the long drives. What that means, you got $1:39 left in this half. This isn't a spot where North Texas excels.
No, but they've had more success with the passing game the past few weeks. So I think they're in a position to at least spread this defense out, see if they can't find a few holes over the middle of the field, and try to maneuver the ball down and get some points.
Well, the penalty certainly helps. Drive starts at the 43. Derek Thompson on a short roll with his speed out to Chancellor. He gets a block to get a first down to the 45.
Excellent field awareness there by Chancellor. Knew exactly where that first down marker was. Keeps it in bounds. Goes ahead for the first down, and then obviously going to stop that clock by getting out of bounds.
And Lance Dunbar checks into the game for the first time. Interesting spot to see him come in. Not necessarily the spot where he's going to get the ball on the ground, but they move him out to a flanker position. Motion him into the backfield. Thompson with pressure in his face, off his back foot into double coverage and intercepted by Kareem Peterson. And Peterson cutting back into the open field. Back to the 39. There is a flag down where that ball was intercepted. As it stands, Peterson with his second pick of the season.
Really just a poor decision by Thompson. Route's never there. Trying to take a chance, trying to make a play.
Illegal block in the back on the defense. Is 10 yards.
So the interception will stand. The flag comes on an illegal block in the back on the return.
Play action to Dunbar. You see the pressure comes from Andrew Jackson right up the gut. They're taking a shot. Obviously, that didn't help his accuracy any. Heck of a play. However, a nice return will be negated due to the penalty. Kareem Peterson, nice position, goes up, makes that interception.
First turnover of the day. Both these teams have been good lately as far as protecting the football. North Texas, a team in the top 15 in the country as far as takeaways. They don't have any yet. Minute 17 left in this half because of the penalty. Western Kentucky at its own 30. And on the draw, Bobby Rainey. Across the 35 to the 37. If you're really Taggart, are you satisfied with the 3-point lead, or do you try to go downfield?
Well, you're going to hurry up here and run some high percentage plays, see if you can pick up some easy yardage. If you do, maybe you take a few chances, but shows you how difficult that penalty is to swallow, knowing you probably took points off the board.
Jack Doyle's 5th catch of the day, good for a first down to the 41. Clock stops as the chains move. One timeout remaining for the Hilltoppers. Jake's on 1st and 10. A shot down the seam. It's overthrown, and it's second down. That time safety on top. We've seen twice in this first half blown coverage over the top.
That didn't even look like Jakes and Rico Brown were on the same page there. A little miscommunication on the route and the throw. But here you look now. You got 42 seconds. Have one timeout left, and again, you go quick pace, pick up the tempo. If you can get a few quick yards, maybe you go for points.
Jack Doyle had his 5th reception a moment ago. He'll work down the center of the field on his second down screen play. Rainey with nowhere to go, but he breaks out of a tackle to get back to the line of scrimmage with Brandon McCoy pushing him out and setting up 3rd down.
Yeah, Royce Hill really blows this play up. Great read on the screen for the senior cornerback. Mentioned his name a few times today. 43 tackles on the season. Coming in, doesn't wrap up Bobby Rainey, but heck, not many defenders have, not only tonight, but in Rainey's entire career. But an excellent job sniffing out the screen there, kept it from being a big play.
On 3rd down and 12, Billy Taggart elects to try and run the clock with Rainey off left tackle across the 45-yard line. It is 4th down, and North Texas with 2 timeouts will burn one. It's the 17th carry of the first half for Bobby Rainey. He's got 80 yards.
Well, you at least want to give yourself an opportunity, set up punt return here. Maybe you can get field position. 3-point game, so field goal's extremely big right now.
How about the job Dan McCarney's done in his first season as head coach here at North Texas? Had a similar project at Iowa State. Ironically, 3 winning seasons over the previous 16, the exact same that he had at Iowa State when he came here to North Texas. Be sure to visit Take5OilChange.com for savings on your next oil change. That's Take5OilChange.com. And McCarney said that he just wants so badly for these kids to be able to turn it around. They've endured so much, especially this senior class that's been here for 4 years of losing. 6 wins over the last 3 years coming into the season. Hendricks Breakfield's punt. Will bounce inside the 10 and inside the 1.
Heck of a play by Darius Brooks. We pointed him out on that corner out in the end zone of slipping and not recovering in time to make the play, but he leads his team with 3 interceptions, and that was then very nice play to down that punt right inside the 1. Watch him just reach out and tap this thing back. Keeps us cool.
Well, they'll still mark it down inside the 1. Now just 14 seconds left here. That should be enough to convince Dan McCarney to sneak it and go to halftime.
Nice little quarterback sneak and take it to the locker room. We're going to take another look at it. I think there was a defender already in the end zone that tried to tap that ball back out. It's going to be close.
The previous play was the ball was down in the field of play. The previous play is under further review.
Jeff Hillier, head referee of the Sun Belt crew, will send it up to the booth for another look. And Cole, I think you're right. I mean, again, looking at the ball.
It's 38 in the end zone as he touches it,
which would make it a touchback. That was quick. Jeff Hillier having some more issues with his microphone. Or is he just hitting a sip to the beat of the song? I read his lips, it's confirmed. So we'll be inside the 1. Either way, with just 14 seconds, you don't assume North Texas would try to do much more than just run that 14.
You're not playing in the game. Go Shane!
Western Kentucky taking advantage of a pair of blown coverages to get their 2 touchdowns and lead at 17-14. 14 seconds remaining in this half. Hilltoppers 5-0 this season when leading at the break. Thompson will sneak it to finish this first half. Western Kentucky 1 win away from becoming bowl eligible. North Texas trying to get its first back-to-back win since 2004.
Timeout, Cars AU. This is their last timeout in the half. This is a 30-second timeout.
So Willie Taggart calls a timeout. Why?
I have no idea. 7.6 seconds left. It's second down. The ball's been moved out to the 2-yard line.
Obviously, it's in hopes of a bad snap, some type of bad exchange, but you assume Thompson would just sneak it.
You want to make him do it again, basically, but now he doesn't even have to sneak it. He can realistically take the snap early and just fall down, kind of fall forward. You'll still see the center and 2 guards come off the ball like it's a quarterback sneak, but Thompson doesn't necessarily have to become a ball carrier. He can just basically collapse.
Nobody plays for the situation where you pretend you're going to do that and pop one over the top.
I was thinking Dan Marino, the fake spike moments ago, fake that knee right here and go up top, couple safeties deep.
Andrew Jackson who they call Angry Andrew, somersaults into the pile that ends this first half. And back and forth game after 30 minutes here in Denton. Derek Thompson's team down by 3 as we go to the break. With Cole Kubelik, Aaron Cofield here in Denton, Texas. We start the second half in a good one on the Sun Belt Conference game of the week. Western Kentucky with a 17-14 lead. They won the opening toss and received, so they'll kick it away to begin this second half. That's Jesse Roy ready to put it away. Breland Chancellor will receive the kick. True freshman out of Charlotte, North Carolina, kicks it away to start this second half. Chancellor catches on the run with a head of steam to the corner. And Chancellor returns the opening kickoff of the second half into Western territory. It's a 40-yard return in great field position for the Mean Green.
44-yard line.
Excellent return by Chancellor. Showed solid patience, waiting for a few blocks, a few seams to open up. Takes that all the way across the field.
There you see the first half possessions for North Texas. Touchdowns coming at the end of the first quarter and the beginning of the second quarter. Interception by Thompson, really the only critical mistake of that first half for North Texas.
Really only 5 possessions. You don't count the last possession where they just snapped that football and laid on it, but
drive starts at the 43. The comeback to Delgado for a first down to the 32. Thompson right on the money on the first play of the half for 11 yards, and Delgado with his second reception.
if you told a coach before a game, coach, you're going to get points 2 out of every 5 possessions, I think you'd be ecstatic with that number.
Thing is, those possessions so minimal, like you talked about, really just 5 true possessions in that first half for North Texas makes every possession, every play that much more important. And Lance Dunbar checks into the game at running back and gets his first touch of the night. Goes nowhere. Andrew Jackson there along with Keontae Young and Jamarcus Allen. A yard for Dunbar, second down and 9.
Penetration came in the middle from Jamarcus Allen, number 43. Defensive tackle, 5'11", 282. Got that low center of gravity. Well, those D tackles that are short and wide, always difficult to handle. Easy for them to shoot the gap. This is an aggressive defensive front. They're a penetrating front. They're going to try to get into the backfield and disrupt.
Dunbar splits out as a receiver on the second down and 9 play. Didn't practice at all this week. They throw it to Andrew Power, the tight end, against the zone, rumbles forward for a first down. Power, career-high 4 catches last week against Troy.
Really goes to show you visually what Lance Dunbar can do. You see him come in motion. He'll go out into the flat on a jet route. That opens some space up underneath for Andrew Power, the tight end, makes his 14th catch of the season.
Just like that, Dunbar out, Hamilton back in, uses more of a decoy on that last play. Opening drive of the second half for North Texas, down by 3. A double pass, he was a high school quarterback, throws into double coverage and it's broken up. Ivan Delgado looked for Chris Bynes, who doesn't have a reception this week after posting a career high in yards last week.
Boy, risky play here. Delgado throwing into 2 defenders. Got that pass just high enough to avoid an interception. Heck of a play by Kareem Peterson as well to go up and swat that ball away. And this is one of those possessions like we discussed, Joe. Nearing the red zone, you have to capitalize down on your opponent's side of the field, especially being down 3.
Second down and 10. Thompson flushed, throws on the run. Delgado on the back end of this one for a first down at the 10. We said he was a high school quarterback, threw for more than 8,000 yards while he was in high school in Killeen, Texas, but has walked on here at North Texas and turned into a receiver.
Well, kid's just a football player. Watch him make the adjustment here. A little push off, going to get away with it, but that creates a lot of separation. He's back to that first down marker. Nice catch along the sidelines, kept the foot in, picks up first down.
The red zone numbers not good for North Texas, tied for the worst in the country, but they've converted in 5 consecutive trips. First down and goal. Thompson with his speed out. Breland Chancellor tackled by Keontae Young at the 7, and it's 2nd and goal.
Not a lot of yards, but take what they give you. You find soft coverage. You can get 2 or 3, potentially allow your receiver to go make a play, get a few yards after the catch. You do that.
This offense coming off its best performance of the season, more than 500 yards, 38 points against Troy. The most this season, the 3rd most in the last 23 years. They bring pressure on 2nd and goal, and Hamilton runs right into it. Andrew Jackson, the Sun Belt's leading tackler, goes over 100 tackles on this season and makes it 3rd and goal.
Yeah, this young man will have a great opportunity to be Defensive Player of the Year in the conference. Look at him right there, just shoots the gap. Quickness to beat the guard to the play. You see the pulling guard there. He's going to want to kick Andrew Jackson out. Rainey will slide right underneath that kick-out block. Great instincts from the young linebacker. Kid just a sophomore.
Willie Taggart says he's changed the attitude of this defense. 3rd down and goal for North Texas. They've not converted the 3rd down tonight. Thompson with a confident throw to the goal line for Bynes, who stopped short. And it's 4th and goal. At the 1, what do you do, Cole?
Tough. Here's the play again. Just a little underneath route. Andrew Jackson about a step behind that play. This offensive line for North Texas has played great football this season. You got Hamilton, Dunbar. Tough for me to think they don't go for it here.
Follow the Sun Belt Conference on Twitter and Facebook for all the latest updates from around the league. Scores, facts, standings, statistics, and more there for you. So be sure to get the inside scoop following to twitter.com/the Sun Belt. Head over to facebook.com/the Sun Belt Conference. It's 4th down and goal for North Texas at the 1. Hamilton straight ahead, leaping. They'll spot him short, and Western Kentucky comes up with a huge stop. The flag comes in late. This will be big.
Number 22 on the defense was in the neutral zone at the snap. The penalty's half the distance. Repeat 4th down.
Critical call. They get another shot, and Dan McCarney wants him to punch it in this time.
You see 22 walk up right there last second. Didn't even affect the outcome of the play. Extremely frustrating for Willie Taggart in Western Kentucky.
It's Tyree Robinson called for the penalty. They'll try the 4th and goal again, and this time they bring in Lance Dunbar. More touchdowns than any other player in North Texas history. Thompson falls. Dunbar tackled short. They stopped him twice. Xavier Boyd this time. One of the quarterback center exchange. Thompson bobbles the ball, and it was blown up from there.
Well, Dunbar is over on the sideline. He wants a review. I wonder if he's saying, I didn't go down. My knees didn't touch the ground. He's on the lineman there. That ball goes over the goal line. If he is laying on the lineman, it's a touchdown. How fortunate is North Texas to at least have the attempt to get this ball over the goal line? Western Kentucky's going to hustle out and try to get a snap off here.
And they will. There will be no challenge as Jake sneaks it to get some breathing room.
See if Dunbar is on his lineman there. Boy, I think he is. That might have been a touchdown if they review it, Joe. I don't think the knee ever hit the ground before the ball crossed the plane.
And again, Kawan Jake snuck it on 1st down. So 2nd down and 10 yards for Western Kentucky. Xavier Boyd with the tackle, a sophomore from St. Petersburg. The converted safety that made that stop. Bobby Rainey on second down. Rainey with a first down, run past the 10. He's pushed out by Ryan Downing. And Rainey more than 90 yards on the night.
Well, you love to have this. Backed up around your own end zone. Bobby Rainey just bouncing it outside again. Cannot dive. How many times we have to say it today? You're not going to dive at the ankles or the quadriceps of Bobby Rainey and get him to the ground. You're going to have to wrap him up.
.93 yards on 18 carries for Rainey, who's nearing his 21st career 100-yard rushing game. On first down, play action and a deep shot for Jakes. Dexter Haynes pulled it in, but then lost it. Haynes with a great diving attempt, but it's incomplete and it's second down.
Boy, earlier in the season, we saw K'Wan Jakes overthrow a few critical passes down the seam. This one is right on the money. Gorgeous football, heck of an effort, and just did not have control on his way down to the ground. Nice shot there by Jakes.
North Texas committing so many to stop the run. Western Kentucky's gone over the top for both touchdowns. Rainey slicing through for a few yards to the 17, where he's stopped by Stakovic. And third down coming up.
We'll counterplay again. Rainey just going to sneak through late to come up with 2-3 yards. Now a critical third down here for Western Kentucky. This is big for field position for the North Texas defense.
Jakes throws. Jack Doyle needs to set a tackle and does for a first down. How many times tonight have we seen Doyle with a third down pickup?
How many times have we seen Doyle elude the first tackler, whether it's bust through, drag the tackler for a few extra yards, just a little comeback route, and then an extra 4 or 5 yards, diving over defenders, stiff-arming.
It's his sixth catch of the day, his third one on third down to convert.
That old McDavid neck roll, like a late 80s player. He's a throwback. Jack Doyle.
Had a back neck injury last year. It's to protect him from that injury. As Rainey uses a stiff arm to get 6 yards across the 30. And Rainey gets close to 100 yards. And in fact, eclipses 100 yards. 103 on 20 carries for Bobby Rainey. 19 of the last 23 games, 21 times in his career, Bobby Rainey has gone over 100 yards in a contest.
Definition of consistency and durability right there in the tailback.
He's third among active backs in 100-yard rushing games. Second down, play action. Jakes off his back foot, incomplete, and it's third down again.
Well, you see North Texas now making the adjustments to the potential play action by K'Wan Jakes in Western Kentucky, realizing we're not going to let this guy beat us on the edge anymore. Really tried to buy as much time as he could there. Had to get rid of that football. Had no choice.
Derek Akune off a linebacker blitz, forcing the errant throw. Freshman linebacker getting some time because of the injury to Zach Orr. Western Kentucky, 6 of 10 on third down. Do they go to Doyle again on 3rd and 4? Doyle stays into block. Jakes scrambling and throwing away because of the pressure. Hilbert Jackson rode him down to the ground and 4th down.
Again, you're on the road. You have a 3-point lead. I'm okay with throwing this football away. You punt it and play field position. Again, we've talked over the course of the broadcast that when Jakes goes 5-7 step drops, not always comfortable. That pressure came from the interior right over the left guard position. Jakes saw it early, leaves the pocket, and just nobody able to maneuver their way open downfield.
And then it was a corner that wound up getting to him, and Hilbert Jackson.
I think one of the adjustments this team made at halftime is if you see K'Wan Jakes leave the pocket, be aggressive, go up, try to hit him, force him to get rid of the football as quickly as possible.
There's a flag down.
Play a game, offense, 5 yards.
Moving back 5 yards, make it 4th down and 9. 8th penalty of the day on Western Kentucky.
Now listen, they had more penalties in the first half, but it wasn't a detriment to the team as it has been here in the second half. We did see the one return negated, potentially had a chance for points just before the half.
Just barely gets it away, and it's a good one. Chancellor with a fair catch back at the 22-yard line. And Brakefield with a 50-yarder on the fly. North Texas with the football when you come back. (17-14) Western Kentucky in front of North Texas. Is 7:14 remaining in this third quarter. Both these teams in search of bowl eligibility. Jeff TB asks us the bowl possibilities of 4 teams in the Sun Belt: Louisiana Lafayette, Arkansas State, Western Kentucky, and FIU. Arkansas State, we can tell you, has accepted an invitation to play in the GoDaddy.com Bowl in Mobile. Arkansas State today clinching conference title at 7-0. They're 9-2 overall. Cole, how about the other schools as far as their possibilities?
Well, Louisiana Lafayette is in. I would look for them to maybe end up in BBVA Compass Bowl in Birmingham. Good possibility for them. Obviously, one of these teams going to go to the New Orleans Bowl as well.
Thompson starts a drive with play action. Had Breland Chancellor open, but threw it short, and it's 2nd down.
Thompson on the rollout, going to take a shot here. Pass comes up incomplete. But speaking of bowl eligibility, obviously still on the line for both these teams here tonight, Joe.
Western Kentucky with 1 win can get bowl eligible. North Texas needs to win out to get that 6-win mark. And Thompson nowhere near Delgado. Some miscommunication on an option route. Delgado took Brooks down the sideline, and Thompson wanted him to break it off. So 3rd down and a pair of incompletions. Thompson now 8 of 15, 1 week after he threw for an 82% clip.
And give the Western Kentucky defensive staff credit, really has kind of forced Thompson to go outside on his passes, trying to take away the middle of the field. They want to make Thompson extend his throws here in the second half. Not going to give up any of the easy routes anymore.
Western Kentucky tries to get another 3rd down stop. North Texas has not converted a 3rd down yet. That's caught but short. Reese Johnson with his 10th catch of the year. Open field tackle from Arius Wright.
Yeah, heck of a catch. Give him credit, but you just needed another 4 or 5 yards to convert, pick up the 1st down. Hauled that ball in traffic.
So 4th down and 3. Will Atterbury back to the field to punt. Sun Belt's best punter. Started since his freshman season as Atterbury. Had 39 yards as the average as a freshman. Bumped it up to 41 last year. And just under 44 yards a punt this season. John Evans watches this one bounce into the end zone. Boy, oh boy, did he kill that ball. 20-yard line is where the drive will start for Western Kentucky. They lead it by 3 in the Sun Belt game of the week. (17-14) Western Kentucky in front of North Texas midway through this third quarter. The sweetheart of the game is brought to you by Garvin Woodland Gardens, ranked as one of the top 10 best public gardens in the South, located in Hot Springs, Arkansas, site of the 2012 Sun Belt Conference basketball tournaments. Western Kentucky will start this drive at the 20, leading by 3. K'Wan Jakes to the fullback Kadeem Jones. Rumbling past the 25, Julian Heron with his stop. 2nd down and 5 coming up.
270-pounder, agile, nice cut early there. Goes back across the grain, picks up 6-7 yards. Kid's athletic back there in the backfield for a big bruiser.
I think he could be the best fullback in the country. That's what Willie Taggart says. Played 10 games as a true freshman, taking over the starting spot as a sophomore. K1 Jakes so far today, 14 of 24, couple of touchdowns, and most importantly for him, no picks. He'll put it to the air again on second down. Jack Doyle hung on to it into North Texas territory. 7th catch of the day for Doyle and a first down for Western Kentucky. A gain of 25.
What a grab, play action. That's going to bite the safeties and linebackers. Sets his feet and throws. Oh, Jack Doyle, way to get those feet down. Really just a mismatch down the field, height-wise, size-wise, and speed-wise as well. Jack Doyle on the linebacker.
81 yards for Doyle on those 7 catches. Willie Taggart says he thinks this guy is just a junior. Stays healthy, could be an NFL prospect. Bobby Rainey bouncing outside and then cutting upfield for a solid first down gain to the 42. Tackled by Michael Stokovic and Ryan Downing. Gain of 7, and it's 2nd and 3.
Well, we praise Doyle for his pass-catching abilities right here. The kick-out block. Lined up in man on the line of scrimmage. Bobby Rainey bounces this ball outside. Doyle kicks the outside linebacker out. That allows Rainey to cut right back in for an excellent pickup.
Rainey again on 2nd and 3. Again cuts to his left and has a first down with Stokovic trying to strip the ball, but he holds on and gets to the 37-yard line. North Texas, which leads the league in top 15 in the country in takeaways. They've got a takeaway in 14 straight games. Haven't got one against Western Kentucky so far.
And the Hilltoppers have already run close to 2.5 minutes off the clock on this drive. Just as they convert for a first down, they'll get this thing close to the 4th quarter.
They're just dominant in time of possession for the Hilltoppers.
They just don't give you chances.
We've seen passes out of this to Rainey before, and they go to him after motioning him out of the backfield. Stephen Ford all over him. 4 yards, and it's 2nd and 6.
And I really believe the mindset, so many times you see teams in a position to work the clock and they come out and throw the football around and pitch it around, incomplete, have to punt, go 3 and out. I think with this team, it's a different deal. That mindset creeps in extremely early. They don't care if it's a 1-point game, 3-point game. They're going to try to run that football clock. They're going to play methodical style, wear you down, and just try to take this thing to the house with a W.
7 play of the drive out of the offset eye. And a toss, reverse. They ran this against LSU. Rico Brown dancing for a first down inside the 25. And the Bull Brand against LSU on that play. This time it's Brown, and it's a first down gain.
Loses his helmet there at the end of the play. First time we've seen a reverse all night. Bobby Rainey, the nice flip. Even K1 Jakes is out trying to throw a block. Well, the one cut in the backfield right there is really what makes the play. Actually, it was just before that.
18th first down of the game for Western Kentucky. From the 25, Rainey cutting back. First down has been huge for Western Kentucky on this drive. He's just short of the first down as he's tackled by Akpunku.
Excellent block by Kadeem Jones again at fullback. This pyramid formation, tight end and fullback in the backfield, and you've only got 7 in the box. You're outnumbered if you're North Texas's defense. And you see Jones basically laying the block. Now you're talking about a 270-pound fullback in the backfield, 250-pound tight end. To go along with 5 offensive linemen, that's basically 7 blockers, so it's mano-y-mano.
Rainey on 2nd and short. Reaches for the first down past the 15, at least close to it. Akpunku again in on the stop along with Ryan Boutwell. They will measure.
I can tell you, Joe, in this day and age of spread offenses and read option and zones and throwing the football up and these guys throwing the ball 50, 60 times a game and air raids, I have a deep appreciation for this style of football. And I know a lot of people watch this and they say, man, this is boring. These guys aren't really doing anything and they're just barely getting down the field. To me, this is fun football.
As an offensive lineman, I bet.
Because it requires not only exact execution, but legitimate effort as well, toughness. You have to be physical, and you have to believe in it. Because this is the type of offense where if it doesn't work once or twice, you just got to stay with it. Find a rhythm, find the cutback, get an extra blocker up to a second-level defender, and then finally you bust one.
They did spot him short. They need just an inch on third down. Got a 275-pound fullback will pave the way for Rainey to set up first and goal.
That's just demoralizing. I mean, honestly, if you're on this defense and this is happening to you, this is gut-wrenching. It's just the lead play, not even a zone play, designed to go off left tackle, right in the B gap. B gap is between the guard and tackle. You saw the kick-out block from the fullback. He's going to take the in-man on the line of scrimmage. Bobby Rainey's just going to get north and south. It's not hard. It's not tough to figure out. It's just coming right at you and difficult to stop.
On first and goal, Rainey stopped right at the line of scrimmage. 26 carry of the day for Bobby Rainey. There's Clinton Bowen, who's the defensive coordinator here at North Texas. He came to North Texas from Western Kentucky prior to this season. There's got to be some added motivation for him to come up with a plan to stop this offense. Staff that he's been on for a couple of years.
And I think you might be seeing a little bit of the frustration of what's happening to this defense right here. If this is a personal foul after the play, a couple extra defenders laying on Bobby Rainey, trying to strip the ball after he's down.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct in 97. The penalty's offset.
All right, so Sean Conway, who's a center for Western Kentucky, and Richard Abbey, who's a defensive tackle, offsetting.
You see 97 just laying down there, and that's what you do as an offensive lineman. You come over there and you say, hey, that's my guy. You protect your backs and your quarterbacks.
65.
I like that out of the young center. 22 consecutive starts.
Second and goal. Rainey with his stiff arm, tiptoeing the sideline, but steps out at the 6. This is a Western Kentucky team, much like North Texas, that has struggled in the red zone this season. They're 97th or 114th in the country in red zone efficiency, just 69% this year. But this is their first trip in this ball game. They've struck from long distance. Third and goal. Jakes pressure to the end zone. Flag flies, no indication yet. Still no signal. It was Mitchell Henry, the freshman tight end, that Jakes threw that ball to.
Pass interference, 23 defense. The penalties declined. The result is a touchdown.
So now we get the signal, and Mitchell Henry with a touchdown. It's his 7th catch of the year and his 3rd touchdown.
Barrel blitz right up the gut by the linebacker. Bobby Rainey picks it up. Jakes, there you see him sidestep. He just fits it right in. What a drive for Western Kentucky. So impressive.
Play in the end zone, touchdown.
You see Jakes with the sidestep back in the pocket. Play should stand.
We talk about the quality of the drive, a 12-play drive if that's a capper.
If I'm not mistaken, they took over with about 5 minutes left in the third quarter, so it's a little under 5 minutes. They're going to There are 30 seconds left until the fourth quarter.
But Jake's thrown under pressure. This will be our best look at it. We'll likely confirm this call and give Western Kentucky the first two-score lead.
The previous play is confirmed. Touchdown.
First time either team has been up by 2 scores. That's the third touchdown pass for K'Wan Jakes and a new season high for him.
We also mentioned these teams averaging about 30 minutes per game time of possession. Western Kentucky basically is going to have that going into the fourth quarter.
A 12-play drive gives Western Kentucky a 10-point lead. And Mitchell Henry caps off this Eric Hill Nissan scoring drive with a 6-yard touchdown reception. Henry, a true freshman out of Elizabethtown, Kentucky, chose Western Kentucky over Ole Miss. And getting involved in this offense, an offense that uses a lot of tight ends. You see what's happening in Stanford over the last few years with Andrew Luck and the tight ends that he uses. Well, Willie Taggart comes from Stanford. And that offense that he built with Jim Harbaugh, where they have made tight ends a big part of it.
Heck of a game for that young man. He's made some great decisions in the pocket. 17 to 27, over 220 yards passing. 3 touchdowns, most important, no interceptions. The kid came in 12 picks, 7 touchdowns on the season.
Well, CSS College football Saturdays are packed with big games and big surprises. Coming up next week, more live action from the Sun Belt when Troy visits Western Kentucky at 12:30 Eastern. Then at 4, Memphis at Southern Miss. All on CSS, the face of college sports in the South. Jesse Roy ready to kick it away. North Texas facing its largest deficit of the day. Breland Chancellor back to receive. A couple of resurgent programs, both with bowl aspirations. Western Kentucky with a win tonight becomes bowl eligible for the first time since becoming a full-fledged FBS program in 2009. Well, Texas with the 4 wins has already won more games than any season since 04. Short kick, Chancellor from the 15. And stuck short of the 30-yard line. Tackle made by Bari Boyd, sophomore from St. Petersburg, Florida. And the Mean Green really just hasn't had much rhythm outside of that drive where they started at the 40 and got shut down at the goal line. What do you want to see?
Well, you know, Joe, I don't like to use this statement, but I feel like this is a must-score drive for North Texas. I don't know how many opportunities you're going to have left. 2, 3 at the most. And even if you do score and you take 4 or 5 minutes, you might not see the ball again.
Less than a half minute in this third quarter. James Hamilton hitting the hole hard on first down. Keontae Young with a stop after a gain of 8 to the 37.
I'd like to see North Texas commit back to the run here on this drive and prove that they can impose their will as well on the Western Kentucky defense. They have enough talent to go out and run the football.
Well, Lance Dunbar is coming back into the game there. We'll see if he stays in when we come back for the 4th. It's 24-14 Western Kentucky trying to get a road win and get bowl eligible for the first time as an FBS program. Lance Dunbar into the game as we start the fourth quarter from Denton, Texas. His North Texas Mean Green trailing by 10. Only his second carry of the night, and he stopped short of the line of scrimmage by Ben Duval. He'll give him forward progress, so a half yard and 3rd and short. What do you think about that change?
Well, anything to try to spark this football team. What Lance Dunbar has done, not only this season but in his career, the kid deserves to play first and foremost. He deserves to be out there on the field. And I don't think this is in any way, shape, or form a sign of one player not playing well. Hamilton's been nice.
3rd down and 1, a design run for Thompson, bouncing and getting stopped short. North Texas is 0 of 5 on 3rd down. Before this 4th down play, let's take a look at the third quarter stats presented by Slappy Mama Cajun Seasoning. Time of possession, ridiculous, an advantage of Western Kentucky, and the punt team, Cole, as we talk about that, comes onto the field.
Yes. Almost have to question this a little bit here. Like we talked about, how many more opportunities are you going to have now under 14 minutes left in the fourth quarter? You're going to give Western the ball back. We know what they're going to do.
Ederbear with his spiraling kick. John Evans protects it from bouncing any deeper and dropped at the 13. Western Kentucky with a 10-point lead in the ball. They'll try and grind that clock down when we come back. Ten Central, watch CST Tonight live from the Louisiana Cat Studio. CST Tonight brings you highlights and scores from the week in sports, as well as in-depth reports on your favorite college and pro teams. Watch it every Saturday, live and high def where available. For more information, log on to coxsportstv.com. Here at Apogee Stadium in Denton, Texas, Western Kentucky tries to make it 6 straight Sun Belt Conference wins and tries to get bowl eligible for the first time as an FBS program. Drive beginning at the 13-yard line. And Rainey with his 28th carry of the day across the 15-yard line. 2nd down and 8 coming up. Cole, you said it. You question the punt because Western Kentucky's been able to grind the clock so efficiently.
They have over 30 minutes time of possession, and we've got 13-20 left in this ball game. So 4th and 1. First off, 3rd and 2, I think give it to your quarterback to try to run when you've got 2 tailbacks that are very capable. A little bit questionable, but that play worked earlier in the football game.
Rainey again, straight ahead, why not? Brandon McCoy stuffs him, and it's 3rd down, setting up a predictable situation. We'll see what they do. It's been a good day for this Western Kentucky offense, obviously for Rainey, but I know you've been pleased with the play calling. Zach Azzani, first season at Western Kentucky, followed a season as wide receivers coach at Florida, about 10 years as an assistant in the MAC with Bowling Green in Central Michigan.
I think he's done a nice job protecting K1 Jakes in this game. He's moved him around the pocket a little bit, hasn't asked him to take too many 5-7 step drops and go through 1-2-3 progressions. He's made his job very definitive and made his decisions easier today.
Rainey motions out of the backfield for this 3rd and 7 play. Jack Doyle fighting and reaching, but stopped short of the 1st down. It's Forlando Johnson with a big tackle as Doyle tried to do it one more time on 3rd down.
Pretty good protection. Blitz comes from the outside. Really 3-man game, 2 defensive linemen going to the outside. Outside linebacker comes back in over the center, picked up nicely, but Doyle just unable to come up with enough yards for the first. Great effort.
Boy, just what the doctor ordered for the North Texas defense here, getting the 3 and out.
Absolutely. I questioned the punt. Turns out well for Coach McCarney and his staff.
Breakfield's punt. A line drive that'll give Chancellor a shot to return it. A flag flies, they'll call it a block in the back and a borderline play. Here to be called on Casey Schutza.
Yeah, well, it was close.
Got to get that head in front. And he's right on the edge. Jeff Hillier will confirm this.
There's no foul for an illegal block in the back of the play. 1st down.
So no penalty. North Texas down 10. They need to be perfect for the rest of the season to get bowl eligibility. Down 10 with 11:25. 2012 Sun Belt Conference men's and women's basketball seasons getting underway. Watch all your favorite Sun Belt teams. Coverage begins next month. 28 men's and women's conference games, culminating with the conference championships from Hot Springs, Arkansas. It's men's and women's basketball right here on the Sun Belt Network all winter long. You can visit sunbeltsports.org for more details. North Texas down 10 at home with 11:25 to go and with the football at the 45. James Hamilton at running back and a play action on first down. Chris Bynes had open space but couldn't hold on. This is a guy that had a career high last week by pulling in 134 yards worth of receiving. And without a catch this week.
Snuck right in under Adebayo, the defensive end. You'll see the pressure coming at Thompson. Number 90 right there at the bottom of the screen. Sneaks under, get rid of it quickly. Potential big play.
Every drive, every play is so critical with the way Western Kentucky can run that clock. 2nd and 10 against a 4-man rush. Reland Chancellor dropped the ball. We're starting to see shades of what plagued this team early on in this season, a lack of playmaking ability at wide receiver.
Well, just drops. We saw missed tackles throughout the course of the game, early on especially. These are things that can't happen when you're trying to battle back 10 points down to a team that's playing solid football.
And with those struggles in mind, do you think screen or draw here on 3rd down?
It's possible. You're going to have a nickel package in, so I expect 4-man rush at the most. 3 down linemen here.
Hamilton, the running back, on 3rd down and 10. And the left tackle, Antonio Johnson, came out of his stance.
Good to see Johnson back in.
71.
Johnson, like you said, Cole, good to see him back in. Went down with an injury early on. And boy, we talk about a mistake-riddled drive when you needed to be nearly perfect.
You have to hold your water, but a lot of times you'll see offensive linemen will peek up and see that play clock creeping down, so mentally you know the ball's about to be snapped. If you got in your stance early in the progress of the play clock, it's difficult to hold it sometimes.
3rd down and 15, again a 3-man front. Western Kentucky rushes only 3. Thompson against the 8-man coverage. It's dropped again. Chris Bynes with his 2nd drop of the drive. If he catches that football, he's probably gone.
Boy, it's a great job of attacking the ball too. Watch him adjust, come back to the football. Right there, you see him really just cut off the defender. Unable to come up with this football. Tough break. That potentially was even Arias Wright reaching in at the last second and getting a swat on the ball.
3 plays, 3 drops on that drive. John Evans tackled past the 25-yard line. Western Kentucky with another chance to drain the clock, up by 10. Sun Belt Conference football has been brought to you by Golden Flake, the official snack of the Sun Belt Conference, and by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Call Geico at 1-800-947-AUTO. That's 1-800-947-AUTO. Or visit geico.com. Under the lights here in Denton, Texas, Apogee Stadium, Western Kentucky will try and drain the clock. They started off with Bobby Rainey with his 30th touch of the night. Across the 30-yard line to the 33. This is a situation where Western Kentucky should thrive.
That's 6 yards right there. It looks like Rainey just falling ahead for a yard or two. But the way he comes through the line of scrimmage and makes his cuts late and finishes forward, kid's picking up 5-6 on almost every play.
There's at times on the possessions for Western Kentucky broken down by drive. How about that? 3 drives in double digits as far as plays.
And 3 over 5 minutes, 2 almost at 6. I'm telling you, it's demoralizing for a defense to have that happen to you.
Rainey again, this time Derek Akune with a big stop and 3rd down coming up.
Yeah, you give North Texas credit, though. They're still playing hard. The aggressiveness for the Mean Green defense has not gone away.
Bobby Rainey, 31 carries. More than 140 yards tonight. Against Dan McCarney's Mean Green squad. Nine of 14 on 3rd down tonight. No high safeties. 11 men at the line of scrimmage. Jack Doyle with the reception, but DeLeon McCord stopped him short, and it's 4th down. Do you consider it all here going for it?
I don't know if I do, but I think Willie Taggart might. Just knowing his attitude and knowing that, he said this is a team that he wants to have a certain swagger about themselves. I think he's considering it. He'll send the punt group out. I think you got a 10-point lead. You're going to take this clock under 9 minutes. You feel okay punting this football. The defense has played well. North Texas hasn't gotten much offense going here in the second half. This is not a very difficult decision.
You got to have safe punt on here if you're North Texas. Brakefield will send it away. Seen some very good punting in this game. Maybe the 2 best in the Sun Belt at Brakefield and Atterbury. Breland Chancellor to the 16-yard line on a 54-yard punt. Look at the latest college football news with Matt Stewart and Chuck Oliver. Catch some big-time interviews with College Football Fix every Monday and Friday, 6:30 Eastern, only on CSS.
Going back to that last 3rd down attempt, we talked about who would be number 2 in the open for Western Kentucky. Jack Doyle, tight end, 9 catches, 89 yards. He's been a solid second option.
And K'Wan Jakes has been so good. You can toss him in there too. North Texas last drive 3 drops, so they start this drive in the ground with Hamilton, who's cut down by Keontae Young after 3 or 4 yards to the 20. Hamilton with 11 carries, 59 yards today, and a touchdown. The clock becoming a factor though, Cole.
Under 8 minutes, you think you'll see the Mean Green at least pick up the tempo a little bit, pick up the pace, try to get to the line of scrimmage a little bit more quickly.
Brandon Bird comes in at running back. Thompson throws on the run for Bynes, who had back-to-back drops on the last possession. Hauls this one in with a roughing the passer penalty on the back end.
You look for little things when you're down, you're trying to put a drive together, and 15 yards completely changes field position here for North Texas.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, number 4 defense. Penalty 15 yards from the end. 1st down.
Just a sprint out, ball's gone. Will they call him mean?
They call him Angry Andrew.
Angry Andrew?
A beast is what Coach Taggart said this week. Graduated from the same high school as Ray Lewis. See some Ray Lewis in him?
Yeah, super aggressive. I was at the opener this year for Kentucky and Western Kentucky in Nashville, and it just called his name out, play after play after play.
Empty backfield on 1st and 10. Thompson intercepted. It's Keontae Young, who is playing center field, and he steps in front of the pass intended for Bynes inside of 7.5 minutes with a 2-score lead and one of the best clock-grinding offenses in the Sun Belt. Western Kentucky's got to feel good.
I think Thompson just trying to force one here. You see cover 2, safety's going to come all the way across from the other side. Nice play. Go up, make the interception. Thompson never looked it off. I think what he's saying is, The go route on the opposite side should have frozen that safety. Should have never been able to come over and make that play. But obviously, you can't rely on that happening. Have to read the coverage.
Second pick Thompson's thrown tonight. Second one in the career for Keontae Young as Rainey just powers his way past the 30. Tackled by Akpunku. What a day it's been for number 3, a guy that has made quite an impact at Western Kentucky, highly involved in the community, volunteering his time at schools and hospitals, and he'll graduate this December with a degree in sports management. On 2nd and 2, they use the whole play clock. 33rd carry tonight for Bobby Rainey. There's nobody in front of Bobby Rainey. Tracked down from behind inside the 15 by Royce Hill. It's a 56-yard run, and it puts him over 200 yards on the night.
Just that little counter read play again. Pulling the guard around, kind of a trap play really, and Rainey hits it right up the gut. See the one cut right there, just that shuffle step to the left, and then it's just north and south. Big time, that offensive line, Bobby Rainey played outstanding tonight.
Rainey getting it again. Across the 10, down to the 6. Tackled by Julian Heron. And a new season high for Bobby Rainey.
Boy, look at big 76 getting up there to the second level. Bobby Rainey, 211 yards. Adam Smith and the rest of that offensive line helping him towards a season high tonight.
2nd down and 3. They like Kadeem Jones in this situation. Instead, Jones with a cut block on the edge, and Rainey gets 2 more to the 4-yard line. Looks like he's just short of the first down. Rainey, big video game guy, and said that he knew he finally had big-time respect across the country when he got his copy of NCAA 2012 this year, and his rating was bumped up to a 90.
He's played higher than a 90 tonight.
What was your rating, you remember, on video games?
Like a
60. 60. Clock running by 5 minutes now. 3rd down and short. And the old Maryland die. Kadeem Jones at the front of it. Bobby Rainey at the back end. It's Jones, 270-pounder. With enough for a first down. To the 2.
So Bobby Rainey now 95 yards behind LaRon Moore to become Western Kentucky's all-time leading rusher.
2nd in the country among active players. LaMichael James, the only guy with more yards. I think they'll go to number 3 here. Try and put an exclamation on a career performance. There he goes on carry number 36, but no space, and it's 2nd and goal.
That all-time leading rusher list was not one that I don't think we would even bring up and discuss tonight. Came in at 295 yards behind, obviously, with 220 tonight. Had a huge game.
Clock continues to wind inside of 3:40. It's Kadeem Jones on the belly play. At this point, Western Kentucky content with just running the clock down inside of 3.5 now.
I don't even think they want to score on these plays.
Don't need to.
Go the fullback a few times, try to run some clock. Give me third down here. You'll take it under 3 minutes. If it gets to fourth down, I would assume they'll just run another play.
Jim Murphy, good blocking tight end, checks in for Willie Taggart. On third down and goal, we see Bobby Rainey's 37th carry of the game. Jakes throws for Doyle. It's incomplete, but a flag in the backfield. We can have a roughing.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, number 26 defense. Penalties half the distance to the goal, automatic first down.
And with that, you can just about run out the clock. Orlando Johnson comes up high on Jakes.
Yeah, that's going to be a penalty no matter who you're hitting. When you lead with the crown to the opponent's helmet, that's 15. Cost him about 25 grand at the next level.
Unbalanced line, 5 to the left of the center. On first and goal, and Jones leads the way for Rainey, bouncing to the end zone for a touchdown. An exclamation on a memorable night for the senior. First touchdown of the evening, 10th of the season. And Western Kentucky will become bowl eligible for the first time as an FBS program here in Denton tonight.
.37 carries, 221 yards tonight for Bobby Rainey.
And Willie Taggart got to be pleased with the play of his offensive line tonight.
You can see the left side of that line, along with fullback Kadeem Jones, just collapsing. And then Rainey just bounces outside, nobody home.
Well, before Rainey, that's the last guy to have back-to-back 1,000-yard rushing seasons at Western Kentucky. Taggart did as a quarterback, 97 and 98. Bobby Rainey caps off this 8-play, 77-yard, 4-minute, 41-second scoring drive for all intents and purposes to put things away.
Absolutely. That's nail in the coffin here for Western Kentucky, just what you needed.
Well, what this means tonight for Western Kentucky, we talked about it. First time Western Kentucky's been bowl eligible as an FBS program since becoming an FBS program in 2009, and the first ever win over North Texas. And Willie Taggart and his quarterback, K'Wan Jakes. Taggart told us it's become fun to watch the way that K'Wan Jakes is running this offense.
I told you, from a decision-making standpoint, the kid's the most improved football player I've seen in the country, and it's not even close. Last season,
wow,
just really didn't feel like he was ever comfortable in the pocket, forcing throws left and right. Really didn't seem like he had an idea what play he wanted to get the offense into. This year, he's a completely different football player in my mind. And just from the mental aspect of it, the decision-making aspect, he's a completely different kid.
And only a junior, so another year for Jakes. North Texas will start this drive at the 34-yard line after the return for Greg Brown. Western Kentucky, we should say, with the 6 wins, bowl eligible, not necessarily in a bowl.
No. I think there are some great things about this team that they're awful attractive to a bowl committee out there. When you talk about where they've come from the past 2 seasons, coming off the nation's longest losing streak 2 years ago, you got a kid like Bobby Rainey, Jack Doyle,
does a 7th win, then get it against Troy next week. Does that seal the deal? Ivan Delgado gets a good pickup across midfield.
You say seal the deal, but there's so many variables there. How many conferences don't have teams that become bowl eligible? Difficult really just to say, okay, you go get a win versus Troy and you're in.
What a year it's been for the Sun Belt as a whole. You got 4 teams with the chance to get bowl eligible. As Thompson wastes one over the head of Delgado. 2nd and 10 coming up.
The conference almost completely turned upside down. Everyone had Troy and FIU picked to be right there again.
ULL at the bottom. A lot of people had them at the bottom of the entire country.
They're right there in contention, a team that's won 8 football games. They'll be in a bowl game, no doubt about it. Coach Hudspeth's done a nice job over in Lafayette, Louisiana. Then we're talking about bowl eligibility. This North Texas team won't make it to bowl eligibility, but a heck of a turnaround season nonetheless. Coach McCarney and his staff definitely have this program headed the right direction.
Willie Taggart, who played here at Western Kentucky, 3rd on the school's all-time rushing list. He's one of 4 players at Western Kentucky with his jersey retired. He stayed in Western for 8 seasons as an assistant after his playing career was finished before a 3-year stint at Stanford. Thompson on 3rd and short has a first down completion to Andrew Power.
North Texas not going to go away. They're going to continue to fight, try to put some points on the board here.
Coley, look at the time of possession and the way Western Kentucky dominated it. A huge part of that is that's North Texas' first 3rd down conversion tonight. On 1st and 10, Thompson stands in and throws into traffic and incomplete. As he's looking for Michael Outlaw, defended by Darius Brooks. 2nd and 10 coming up.
You're not going to sustain drives. You're not going to flip the field and make it more difficult on your opponent. You're not going to put yourself in position to score points if you can't convert 3rd downs. Bottom line.
And we saw them last week against Troy go 9 for 17 1 week after going 1 for 13 on 3rd down. Dr. Jack LaMisca Hyde for this team, 3rd down offense-wise. Pump fake. And a throw to Chancellor, but he was out of bounds when he caught it. Nice throw by Thompson, but Chancellor unable to stay in bounds.
Nice throw, nice catch, but like you said, just carried him a little bit too far past the stripe.
How about a 6-game conference win streak for Western Kentucky? The only loss in conference against Arkansas State. You and I were there for that game. A game that it looked like Western Kentucky had won.
Well, and that's the other thing is when you talk about the benchmarks of a season is being competitive. I go back to that first game in Nashville against Kentucky. Western Kentucky right there in that game, opportunities to win late.
Andrew Power inside the 10.
You mentioned that Arkansas State game. It comes down to a review on a K'Wan Jake scramble. Obviously turned over. Then they have to try to convert on 4th and 1. Don't end up getting it. Arkansas State comes back down and scores. That's a different football team than this team here now. But still, when you go back and look at your losses and you realize you were competitive in those games, gave yourself a chance to win, yeah, it makes the season look even better.
Fader out to Delgado. Tried to catch it with one hand, and he'll get a pass interference call against Tyree Robinson, who went out of the game earlier with an injury, so good to see him back in.
Take a look at it again. Delgado just decides to go one hand there. 2 hands might have got that football in.
Pass interference, 22 defense. The penalty is an awarded 1st down at the 2-yard line.
Well, it's what will become that 6-game conference win streak for Western Kentucky. It's the first 6-game conference win streak since 2002 when they won the final 6 games of their Gateway Conference schedule. And the goal at the start of the year was the Sun Belt title. And they can still finish in a tie for first place with a win over Troy next week, and if Troy can beat Arkansas State December 3rd to finish the year. James Hamilton on the toss play. Thrown down by Duvall.
Coach McCarney going to take a timeout. You're not going to win this football game, but you want to get some points on the board. You want to build some confidence within your team. Convert while down here close to the end zone.
And for Dan McCarney, you said it, that you're not going to get to 6 wins, but this is a program that has struggled as much as any other in the country. Dan McCarty says that it was as bottomed out as he's seen, but there's great hope for this program because of the commitment from the administration, great fan base, students that are into it. And really, enough is enough. Time to bring honor back to this program. And in 1 year, he's done that.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. This facility is one of the best in the league. It's an incredible stadium. The interview that Aaron had at halftime talking about some of the things environmentally that they're doing here really sets them apart from not only every other school in the Sun Belt, but most other schools in the country. And the energy that Coach McCarney brings, we've spent time around him, talked to him. It's just, he's one of those guys. He gets you fired up, he's one of those coaches that you spend time around him, you want to be, you don't want to let him down. You don't want to be the guy that he looks at and says, you're the one that didn't get it done for me.
Thompson off play action gets it batted down, and I think, Paul, to add to that point, it's for the players, but it's for the community too. It's for the students that get fired up because of his infectious personality. The administration that supports him, well, it's easy to support him.
Absolutely. He makes it fun.
Third down and goal for North Texas. Down 3 scores with 51 seconds to go. Thompson with a quick throw to the end zone. And Chris Bynes has it for a touchdown. 4th touchdown of the season for Bynes.
Just a slant route. Good patience by Thompson for him to wait for that route to develop. Shoots it in there for the score. Chance to cut this lead to 10.
Bynes had a couple critical drops. With North Texas down by 10 early on in this 4th quarter as a flag comes in. But here holds on to that one for the score. The junior from Lauderdale Lakes, Florida.
Try success.
Tyree Robinson, a corner, was in the neutral zone on the snap, but it's declined, and the extra point stands. So an onside kick coming here. Down 10 with 46 seconds remaining. Eric Hill Nissan scoring drive. 10 plays, 66 yards, 2 minutes and 1 second. And second touchdown pass of the game for Derek Thompson. North Texas with an off week. They'll finish off at home against Middle Tennessee. They've been so good in this building. 3-1 coming into this game against Western Kentucky. And the 3 wins, even though you're not going to add one to it tonight, the 3 wins equaling the total number of home wins over the last 4 seasons combined for North Texas.
Very impressive work by Coach McCarney and his staff. And they'll tell you, they want to recruit Texas, want to win Texas, recruit here. You gotta be a good football team at home. That's where it starts. If you can't protect your own house, yeah, might as well play them all on the road.
On the other side, Willie Taggart, his team just 1 win away from going 7-5. They'll take on Troy at home next week. Sun Belt Network crew will be there. They'll try to finish Sun Belt Conference play on a 7-game win streak. Onside kick from Olin. Get the high bounce, but it doesn't go 10 yards. And an illegal procedure penalty will come with ball hitting one of the North Texas players before it got to 10. Willie Taggart talks about the attitude change. Finds himself not having to motivate guys anymore. It's amazing how winning, some success, will change that attitude for you.
Certainly. And that was one thing talking to him last year, the team, that one of the issues he dealt with last season was older guys not buying in, guys who felt like they had been around the program 2, 3, 4 years, could continue to do it the way they had been doing it previously, and they weren't going to change. And that's why a lot of young kids played last year. That's why some young kids are playing this year, but you're seeing some of the veterans have a lot of success because they have bought in to what Coach Taggart and his staff are trying to do.
It's amazing they started off 0-4. When we went there for the Arkansas State game, Game 5, Game 1 of the Sun Belt schedule, they had just lost to Indiana State and gotten killed by Indiana State. Final score of that game was 44-16 against an FCS team that hasn't had a ton of success.
No, at that point we thought it was going to be...
You could easily go 0-12 again when you look at that.
Yes. Somebody hit the light switch, and it hadn't gone off yet.
Every team's favorite formation, victory formation. K'Wan Jakes putting a knee on it. What a game it was for Jakes. I'll have to snap it just one more time. Western Kentucky, for the first time since becoming an FBS program, is bowl eligible. 2009, they were 0-12. Small improvement last season under Willie Taggart. They explode this year and improved to 6-5. Under that man right there, Willie Taggart.
Excellent effort from Coach Taggart and his staff, the players.
And Aaron is with Coach Taggart.
Coach, to be bowl eligible, how proud are you of your guys?
I'm very proud of them. Considering where we've been over these last 3 years, everybody telling them we suck, and our guys start off the year the way that we did, 0-4, and the rebound the way they did. Very proud. I'm very proud of the seniors. They've been through it all. They sacrificed with this whole transition, and now to come out here and be bowl eligible first time. I told these guys earlier today they had a chance to make history in our university, and they did.
Can you just talk about the way you guys were really able to handle the time of possession and hold on to that ball and have those long drives?
Well, that's what we do. You know, we try to do that, and a big part of our running game. We can get our running game going. We'll do a good job with time possession. And for us, if we can hold the ball, then we keep their offense off the field, and then we don't have to worry about them scoring. So our guys did a good job driving the ball and holding the clock, and I thought our defense did a great job with that goal line stance.
Bobby Rainey had a season high in rushing yards. How special of a player is he?
He's the real deal. Bobby's everything. He's been everything for us since we've been here. He is our guy. We're going to miss him, and we're going to ride him while he's here and continue to go. He's a great football player, but more importantly, he's a great person.
How exciting is this for you? 2 years ago, you inherited a program that's lost 20 straight games. You're now 6-5. Well,
I tell you, like I said, I'm proud. I'm happy for our guys, and I'm happy for our community and our university. You know, I haven't been around for all of it, but the part that I've been around and knowing what they've been through, I'm just happy that everybody get a chance to relish this and be happy and be like they're supposed to be.
All right, thanks so much,
Thank
Coach.
you.
We're going to walk over. I see K'Wan Jakes right here. K'Wan, how exciting is this for you guys?
Very exciting. Just being from where we used to be, just come out of we didn't play great, but we played okay to win. And now it's next to Troy.
What has this season been like for you? You've obviously come out of your shell as a leader. You're very vocal on the sidelines. I see your new hairdo. How excited are you to be the leader of this team?
I'm very excited. You know, like Coach T always say, play for the seniors. And Bobby Rainey is one of our seniors. I just play for all of them. You know, just play to be a hill topper. I'm happy.
A season high career high 3 touchdowns for you. What was working for you?
The O-line and the receivers was catching the ball. That's what it always boils down to. Just the O-line giving me protection to get the ball off, and the receivers just catching the ball, making something happen.
All right, you also had this guy running the ball for you, Bobby Rainey. You passed Bo Jackson on the NCAA all-time rushing list. How exciting is that for you?
Oh, it's an honor. Right now, it hasn't sunk in yet, and I'm just proud of the guys coming out playing hard and coming out with a victory.
For you personally, what is it like? You've been here through the struggles. You guys are now 6-5.
Man, we've been in a tough spot. My senior year, we came through a lot, man, and basically we've been to the bottom, and now we strive to the top, and we're not done yet. And I'm just proud of the seniors just coming along and basically as a team just coming together and playing for one another.
All right, thanks so much. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Joe?
All right, thanks, Aaron. Let's take a look at the Geico Great Save of the Game. Our play of the game today from Denton as Western Kentucky beats North Texas. This is a third down play. Tyler Higbee's first career reception goes for a 63-yard touchdown. Western Kentucky would not trail after that.
Goes to show you what mobility can do from the quarterback position, not necessarily rushing the football, but K'Wan Jakes moves outside of the pocket, stretches the defense, goes deep, ends up as a touchdown.
Big Red excited about it. Bowl eligible for the first time since becoming an FBS program in 2009. We keep saying, oh, first time ever, first time since 2009. It's amazing they're bowl eligible when you think that they became an FBS program 2 years ago.
Well, and they started 0-4 this season as well. Listen, we talk about some teams like a Georgia started 0-2. Virginia Tech lost 2 games early last year and made nice runs. There's not many teams that start 0-4 and become bowl eligible. It's difficult to bounce back mentally when your team's playing that bad. Tribute to the coaches and the players. A lot of leadership on that Western Kentucky football team.
Oh, thanks for joining us for Sun Belt Conference football. 10 o'clock Central on Cox Sports Television. CST tonight. Up next on CSS, it's the Ram Wrap-Up Show. You can join us next Saturday at 12:30 Eastern, 11:30 Central for the Sun Belt Game of the Week as the Trojans of Troy take on the Hilltoppers of Western Kentucky. 0-12 in 2009, 2-10 last year, started 0-4 this year. They're 6-1 since. For Aaron Cofield and Cole Kubelik, I'm Joe Davis. Good night from Denton, Texas.